I was heading home from work when a truck's headlights blinded me. When I opened my eyes, I was in another world, in someone else's body. Well, not exactly someone else. His name was Linbo too, same as mine. The old me had a simple life and a 1 million yuan mortgage. The new me? I was the son of a once rich family. Sounds great, right? Not really. My father, old Lin, got rich fast but wasn't smart with money. He raised me spoiled, and we burned through most of it. Then an old friend talked him into investing in a tourist resort called the Shuling Secret Realm. The friend said it would be like a mini version of the famous Shuling Mountain. Build some towers, hire some performers, send buses to pick up tourists. Money would roll in by itself. It didn't work out that way. The project dragged on for years. The main building, Sixian Tower, ate up hundreds of millions, but was never finished. The friend kept asking for more money, and my dad kept borrowing. Then the friend ran off with everything. My dad was left holding all the debt. The scenic area was barely a tenth finished. The shops nobody wanted to rent. The tower looked nice from far away, but was a mess up close. The stress killed him. And me? During my 3 years as young manager Lin, I did almost nothing useful. Just signed papers, went to parties, and wasted time. Now I was broke, deep in debt, and everyone was watching me like I might run away too. A few days before I took over, the old me had tried opening the park. It lasted 3 days before angry reviews shut it down. Tourists called it a construction site pretending to be a scenic area. They weren't wrong. I stood at the gate after refunding the last group of visitors. The place was a disaster. Mud everywhere, blocked toilets, empty buildings with unsealed windows. I owed the bank more than the land was worth. On top of that, there was a shady 2 million yuan private loan, borrowed 2 million, received only 1.8. The interest alone would bury me by June. I was about to lose hope when something strange happened. A tune played in my head, and a bright grassland appeared before my eyes, like an old computer screen. A gray dialog box popped up. Congratulations. You have activated the 5A Secret Realm Management System. It looked ancient, like something from Windows XP. But I wasn't going to complain. Then came a warning. Once I activated it, I could never sell the scenic area. I almost laughed. Sell it. Even if I sold every brick, I'd still owe money. There was nothing to lose. In this new world, the tourism industry was still basic, mostly natural views and old buildings. Modern attractions barely existed. Short video platforms were just getting started. Back in my old life, I had worked in media, filming, editing, live streaming, running a travel account. I had seen how these things could blow up. Here, the whole field was wide open. I had the knowledge. I had the system. If I didn't make this work, nobody would. I pressed confirm. The system finished scanning in 10 minutes and showed me my stats. It was brutal. My reputation was -99, basically the worst in the country. Revenue was negative. I had half an attraction, 0 equipment, 0 system coins, and a rating of half a star out of 5. 1 positive review out of 21, and that one only gave 5 stars so more people would see how awful the place was. The reviews were painful to read. People said they got tricked into coming here instead of the real Shuling Mountain. One person almost fell into an open manhole covered with a loose board. The place was a death trap. Then the system hit me with one more line. Congratulations. You have surpassed 99.9% of tourist spots nationwide to become the lowest rated one in the country. Thanks for that. But because I was so terrible, the system gave me a pity gift, a care package. Inside were 2 things, an intermediate employee recruitment ticket and an attraction upgrade trial card. Not much, but better than nothing. After I opened the package, the system upgraded itself. The old Windows XP look turned into a smooth ink painting style with a bird's eye view of my scenic area as the background. Icons appeared on the screen. Map and recruit were glowing, waiting for me to tap them. 2 others, shop and investment, were grayed out. I needed positive reputation and money to unlock those, both of which I had none of. I opened the map. The whole area covered about 80 square kilometers, but less than 1% was developed. There were 3 zones: Winxian Town at the entrance, Sixian Tower on the hill, and a huge stretch of empty mountain behind everything. Winxian Town was supposed to have shops and live shows. Sixian Tower was meant to be a hotel and resort. The mountains were planned for ancient-style buildings and thrill rides. The whole thing was themed around 3 stages: Path to Immortality, Gate of Immortality, and Realm of Immortality. Tickets were only 39.9 yuan, but the real money was supposed to come from spending inside. Great plan. Too bad almost none of it existed. I had to choose which area to upgrade first. Wenxian Town was small and almost finished. Without the trial card, it would need 10,000 reputation points in 5 days. Xixian Tower would need 60,000 points in a whole month. The trial card dropped both to 0. I picked Wenxian Town without hesitating. It was the first thing visitors saw, the face of the whole place. And the drain accident happened there. I needed it fixed before anything else. The commercial buildings had to be ready so I could bring in investors and start earning something. Xixian Tower looked decent enough from a distance. It could wait. I used the upgrade card. A light fog rolled over the town on the map, and a message appeared, standard upgrade to grade C, completion in 5 days. There was a custom upgrade option too, but that needed materials and reputation points I didn't have. The highest possible grade was SSS, Creation Class Secret Scenic Spot. The system loved dramatic names. I checked my phone. March 19th. If the upgrade finished on time, I could do a trial run before the Qingming Festival holiday and officially open before May Day. That would let me catch some of the tourists heading to Shuling Mountain. It was a tight schedule. I still needed to plan attractions, hire staff, and set up business deals. I looked at my one recruitment ticket and sighed. One person for an 80 square kilometer scenic area. Not exactly an army, but I wasn't going to waste time complaining. I picked a spot right in front of Xixian Tower, the place where I first woke up in this world. Had to be lucky, right? I used the ticket. It appeared in front of me, glowing, burning from the bottom up like a paper charm. Then the sky went dark. Clouds rushed in from every direction. Thunder shook the ground, and a golden light ripped through the sky. I stood there staring. What kind of employee needs an entrance like this? A figure appeared in the crack of light and started falling straight down toward me. The figure slammed into the plaza right in front of Xixian Tower. Stone tiles shattered, dust went everywhere, and a 5-meter crater opened up in the ground. My first thought, that plaza cost 800 yuan per square meter. Then a broken sword came flying down from the sky, heading straight for me. At the last second it swerved, stabbed into the ground at my feet, and just stood there vibrating. I nearly had a heart attack. I yelled at the system. Are you trying to kill me? He hasn't even started working and he's already wrecking the place. The system told me not to worry. Nothing in the scenic area could hurt me, and all repairs would be handled automatically. Then it added a cute emoji, as if that would make me feel better. I looked into the crater, and an information panel popped up in front of my eyes. His name was Yi Xingtian. Profession, sword cultivator. Level, golden core, but suppressed down to chi refining because my scenic area was only level 1. He could fly on swords and use something called the primordial sword technique. Salary, 40 yuan a day. A cultivator. An actual cultivator. From another world. That's when it hit me. The system wasn't just called the 5A Secret Realm Management System for fun. It didn't just want to build a theme park. It wanted to turn this place into a real secret realm. I'd been thinking the name was just dramatic marketing. I was wrong. Before I could freak out too much, the system asked me to set employee rules. Smart. I needed some kind of leash on this guy. I wrote 5 rules. No using magic or fighting without permission, no hurting visitors, no breaking park property, 8-hour workdays, and no telling anyone in his original world about this place. I confirmed, and the rules turned into golden light that shot into Yi Xingtian's body. I still kept my distance. Even a chained dog can bite. From what I could piece together, Yi Xingtian had been through a rough time before landing here. He was a disciple of something called the Tianqing Sect. At only 60 years old, young by cultivator standards, he'd reached golden core level. But on his way to train near a spirit stone mine, he stumbled onto a group of evil cultivators controlling spirit beasts to attack the mine. When he fought them, he realized they were secretly working for one of the realm's biggest righteous sects, the Nine Heavens Sect. They shattered his life-bound sword and cracked his golden core. He was about to die when the system pulled him here. Now he was lying in a crater, badly hurt, waking up in a strange place with rules carved into his soul. When he opened his eyes, the first thing he saw was Xixian Tower looming behind me like an ancient palace. Then he looked at me, standing there in my normal clothes, holding up my phone to take a picture. Here's the thing. He couldn't sense any spiritual energy from me at all. In his world, that didn't mean someone was weak. It meant they were so powerful they could hide it completely. He thought I was at least a Tao Lord, some kind of god-level cultivator. He also noticed the spiritual energy in my scenic area was 5 times thicker than in his own world. His wounds were already starting to heal just from being here. That convinced him even more that I was some kind of ancient master. He dragged himself up, gripping his broken sword, and bowed deeply. Junior Yi Xingtian of the Tianqing Sect, thanks, Senior, for saving my life. May I know your title, Senior? I will repay this kindness with all my heart. I just stood there. Title? I was a broke guy running a failed tourist trap. I had no title, no cultivation, no spiritual energy. I was just a normal person holding a phone. And now I had to figure out how to boss around a sword-wielding cultivator from another dimension. I decided to play it straight. No fake titles, no pretending to be something I wasn't. I'm just immortal, I told him. Call me Brother Bo or Boss. Yi Xingtian looked confused for a second, then bowed again. I could tell he didn't believe me. He thought I was some hidden master pretending to be ordinary. Fine, let him think what he wanted. I asked him what he thought of this place. He went quiet, studying the empty buildings and the overgrown land. I could almost see the gears turning in his head. Meanwhile, I was doing my own thinking about his face. The guy was genuinely impressive looking. Sharp features, calm energy, and even covered in dirt and blood. He looked like a hero out of a painting. In my old life, I'd worked in short video content long enough to know a face like that could go viral overnight. There had been cases where a single attractive person made an entire tourist spot famous. And this guy wasn't just handsome. He could actually use a sword. I checked the reputation formula with the system. It turned out reputation depended on popularity, visitor count, and negative reviews. Popularity came from the number of new people who learned about the scenic area. Every new person who heard the name counted. And if that person already had fame or special abilities, they were worth even more. The system clearly didn't understand how the internet worked yet. It was still thinking small. But I knew. If I could put a real sword cultivator on camera, the views would be insane. Then another thought hit me. The investment function said I could attract business partners from specific worlds. I asked the system, could I bring investors from Yi Xingtian's cultivation world? Yes, I could. My hands were shaking. I had to force myself to stay calm. Think about it. Other scenic spots hire actors to dress up in costumes. Mine could have real cultivators running real shops. If a cultivation sect moved in, they'd bring income, save me from hiring fake performers, and make the whole place feel authentic. I might even be able to charge them rent. Now I just needed a way in. And I didn't even have to try hard, because Yi Xingtian did the work for me. He asked if I was planning to restore the secret realm. I nodded and gave him a story. Years of reading fantasy novels on the subway finally paying off. I told him this world was called Blue Star, and that I had opened a gateway here for ordinary people to enter and explore. I had my own methods for restoring the realm. I watched his face carefully. He bought it completely. In fact, he took it even further than I expected. In his world, spiritual energy had been fading for centuries. Mortals had nearly been wiped out in an ancient war. Some sects had even forced mortals into service with fake spiritual roots. To him, my plan to bring ordinary people into the realm made deep, cosmic sense. He bowed and swore to serve me faithfully every day. I was about to ask him more about his sect, laying groundwork for future business deals, when he suddenly dropped to his knees. Senior, please help my sect, he told me everything. Before arriving here, he discovered that the Nine Heavens sect, one of the 3 biggest righteous sects in his world, was secretly attacking his Tianqing sect's spirit stone mine. They tried to kill him to keep it quiet. Now he was safe, but his sect was in danger. His junior brothers and sisters would struggle without that mine. He asked if his sect could come work for me. More hands for the scenic area, and in return, a safe place for his people. I frowned. I wasn't against it, but I needed to be careful. If the Nine Heavens sect was that powerful, getting involved could bring trouble to my doorstep. Why are they targeting your sect so hard? I asked. His face went pale. Personal matters. Did your sect cancel a marriage arrangement with them? The words came out before I could stop them. It was such a classic storyline. Broken engagement, powerful enemy, young genius seeking revenge. I'd read this plot 100 times. And that made me nervous. Because if Yixingtian was some kind of chosen hero of destiny, things could get very complicated very fast. Caution. Always caution. That's rule number 1 for anyone who's been dropped into another world. Yixingtian explained everything. The Nine Heavens sect had proposed a marriage between their disciple and his junior sister 2 years ago. But it was never about the marriage. They wanted the Tianqing sect's treasured artifact. His sect refused, and ever since, the Nine Heavens sect had been making their lives miserable. Now they'd gone as far as stealing the sect's spirit stone mine. I nodded. This wasn't some destined hero with a broken engagement. Just a decent sect getting bullied by a bigger one that I could work with. He asked if his fellow disciples could come work here too. The shops weren't even repaired yet, and the recruitment function was still locked, so I couldn't promise anything concrete. I told him to let his people watch for unusual signs in their world. When the time came, they'd get their chance. I set a limit. No more than 10 people could know about this place. Then the system chimed in. 10 minutes until end of work hours. Overtime requires double pay. I almost laughed. The system followed labor laws better than my old company ever did. Since there was nothing urgent, I let him go. A small jade badge appeared in my hand, with Yi Shengtian's portrait on it. The system said I could use it to contact him and pay his wages. I owed him for 2 hours of work, 10 coins total. My system account was empty, so I paid out of pocket. 10 yuan. The coins turned into golden energy and merged into the badge. I handed it over and reminded him to keep it safe, find quiet places before his shifts so no one noticed him disappearing, and watch for the badge's signal when it was time to come back. He took it with both hands. Then something strange happened. The moment he touched the badge, warmth spread through his body. He gasped and grabbed it tighter. I could see him struggling to contain some kind of reaction. He quickly drew symbols in the air to seal half the energy inside. Boss, is this my pay? Yes. Do your job well, and there'll be more. He looked at me like I'd just handed him the most precious thing in the universe. I had no idea why. It was 10 yuan. Later I figured out what had happened, though not from asking him directly. I couldn't bring myself to ask. From the way he reacted, the energy in those coins was something called faith energy. In his world, faith energy was nearly extinct. No one had ascended to immortality in 1,000 years because of it. His own sect's greatest treasure was just a small piece of stone left behind by someone who ascended long ago, and even that was what the Nine Heavens sect was really after. And here I was, accidentally paying him in the stuff. 10 yuan's worth, apparently several times stronger than what was in that ancient stone. He bowed so deep I thought he'd hit the ground. Swore eternal loyalty. Called me senior again. The whole thing. I kept a calm face and told him he could go. Inside, I was completely confused, but also a little pleased. After the system sent him back to his world, I stood there alone and sighed. Must be nice. Some employees get to go home. The boss has to keep working, but his visit had given me a clear direction. Competing with the real Shuling Mountain on natural scenery was pointless. My hills were flatter, my water dirtier, my trees shorter. I needed a different angle. Cultural experience. Fantasy tourism. I'd blend real cultivation elements with local ethnic culture and traditional performances. A fantasy-themed resort where the cultivators weren't actors in costumes. They were the real thing. I started making a to-do list in my head. Film short videos to promote the place. I needed a script, a storyboard, and equipment. Figure out why money was so valuable to cultivators so I could negotiate better deals. Write proper business rules for cultivator investors. Design activities and performances for visitors. Plenty to do, but busy meant progress. I was heading back inside when I heard someone crying for help near the Wenxian town construction site. I found an old man, maybe 70 or 80, lying in the grass clutching a fishing rod, a little basket of fish beside him. He looked terrified. Boss, there's a ghost in the scenic area. A ghost? I blinked. He must have seen Yi Xingtian falling from the sky or disappearing into thin air. I was the only worker here, and this old man was apparently the only other person around. It's not a ghost, I told him. From now on, our scenic area has an immortal. He stared at me like I'd lost my mind. I didn't see any of this myself, but I pieced it together later from what Yi Xingtian told me. When he returned to his world, he appeared right where he'd vanished. 3 sword strikes came at him immediately. Foundation stage cultivators who'd been waiting to finish him off. But the spiritual energy he'd absorbed in my scenic area had partly healed him. He was stronger than they expected. He dodged their attacks, gathered power into his broken sword, and unleashed a blast of sword energy that stunned all three of them. Then he aimed to strike into the forest behind them, right at a hidden enemy. A middle-aged man named Yuan Tao, a mid-stage golden core cultivator from the Nine Heavens Sect, had been lurking there. Their attacks collided, shaking the whole mountain. In the chaos, Yi Xingtian ran. Yuan Tao didn't chase him. He didn't think one escaped disciple mattered. He killed his own 3 subordinates to cover up evidence, making everything look like the work of wild beasts or dark cultivators. A small sect like Tianqing had no power to accuse the mighty Nine Heavens Sect anyway. Yi Xingtian fled straight back to his sect. What he found wasn't good. Outer disciples were already packing up and leaving. The spirit mine was gone, and without it, the sect couldn't even provide the basic monthly spirit stone each disciple needed. People were abandoning ship. He rushed to the sect leader, Master Xiaoyu, who nearly collapsed with relief when he saw him alive. Yi Xingtian's life token, some kind of spiritual marker, had cracked earlier, and everyone assumed he was dead. Yi Xingtian pulled out the jade badge I'd given him. The moment Xiaoyu saw it, his face changed completely. He recognized what was inside. Faith energy, the kind of power no one in their world had seen in 1,000 years. Xiaoyu panicked in the best possible way. He told Yi Xingtian to hide underground in the sect's sealed treasure vault and not let a single trace of the badge's energy leak out. Then he ran to pull Yi Xingtian's master, Hu Wanli, out of seclusion. Hu Wanli was the sect's last nascent soul cultivator, their strongest remaining elder. But he was in terrible shape. 5 years ago, he'd gone into seclusion as a strong man in his prime. Now he looked old and frail, his cultivation crumbling, barely holding on. They gathered everyone who mattered in the vault. Only 5 people total. That's how small the Tianqing sect had become. Hu Wanli spoke first, making everyone promise that whatever this treasure was, it belonged to Yi Xingtian alone. No one was to pressure him into giving it up for the sect. Elder Tai Xuanji, a loud, fiery man from the artifact hall, shouted that none of them would steal from a junior, and told everyone to stop talking and just look at the thing already. Yi Xingtian wanted his master to use the badge's energy to heal his injuries. Hu Wanli got angry and raised his cane, calling him foolish for giving up something so important to his own cultivation. Then Yi Xingtian said the words that changed everything. If it's useful, I can earn more of it. The room went silent. Not just me. Our whole sect can earn it too. Hu Wanli raised his cane to hit him for not saying this sooner. But the blow never came. When Yi Xingtian opened his eyes, his master was standing there leaning on his cane, tears running down his face. For hundreds of years, the old man had carried the weight of the sect on his back, terrified that its legacy would die with him. Now, because I'd paid a sword cultivator 10 yuan for 2 hours of work, an entire sect had found hope again. I still wasn't sure what I'd gotten myself into, but I was starting to think those 10 yuan might have been the best investment I'd ever made. At 2 in the morning, the system woke me up. I'd gained 210 reputation points overnight, pushing me from -99 to +66. The points came from the cultivation world. Every person who learned about the scenic area added reputation based on their cultivation level. Foundation stage cultivators were worth 20 points each, golden core worth 30, nascent soul worth 40. Yi Xingtian must have told his sect leaders, and those few powerful people were enough to flip my score. The system also unlocked an achievement called Cross-Realm Player and gave me a reputation horn, a one-time item to promote the scenic area in a chosen realm. Then it casually mentioned that when my reputation hit 1 billion, I could open a visitor center directly in another world. 1 billion. In the middle of the night. Thanks for that, system. I pushed that thought aside and focused on what mattered. Morning came fast. At 8:30 sharp, Yi Xingtian showed up for work. He ran into Uncle Zhang at the gate, an old man in his 70s who'd been the gatekeeper since my father's days. Uncle Zhang's son had died in my father's mine years ago, and my father had promised to look after the family ever since. Now Uncle Zhang mostly fished and swept the entrance. When he saw Yi Xingtian appear out of thin air, he nearly had a heart attack. I calmed him down and told him to put up the "closed for now" sign. Yi Xingtian arrived wearing a golden crown, a crimson robe covered in mystical patterns, shining boots, and a belt decorated with symbols of mountains and rivers. He looked like a god descending from heaven. It was almost blinding. He noticed my expression, got embarrassed, and stuffed everything into a small bag at his waist. A chinkoan bag, basically a magic storage pouch. I wanted one so badly I could taste it. But I kept my face calm. I asked him to show me his sword technique. He drew a plain sword, made one quick motion, and sheathed it. A stone 2 meters wide split with a thin line, not completely broken, just barely held together. It was impressive control, especially since the system had suppressed him down to chi refining level. But it was one move. Just one. That's it, I said. His face felt like I'd stepped on his heart. He explained that his whole philosophy was defeating enemies with a single strike. I understood the idea, but it was terrible for video content. One move doesn't fill a 3-minute clip, so I made something up. I told him that to master one sword, he needed to understand 10,000 swords first. I quoted the Tao Te Ching, the way gives birth to one gives birth to two, and said I'd show him a few techniques to get started. Really, I was just remembering things I'd seen while filming at Wudong and Amei in my old life. But Yi Xingtian treated every word like scripture. He started practicing immediately, blending what I described with what he already knew, getting more absorbed by the minute. I left him to it and went to eat instant noodles. While eating, I scrolled through my phone. The original Lin Bo's contact list was depressing, dozens of outgoing calls, almost none returned. I deleted most of them. One message caught my eye, though. It was from 2 months ago, from a man named Li Mo. Li Mo was a film director, or used to be. Years ago, my father had invested in his movie and gotten the original Lin Bo a small role. The movie flopped, and the original Lin Bo blocked him in anger. But Li Mo had kept sending New Year's greetings to my father every year. His message said he'd heard about my father's death and offered to help if I needed anything. He was filming nearby for the next 6 months. I typed a short reply. He called back instantly. "Where are you? Don't do anything foolish." He thought I was in trouble. I tried to explain I was fine, but he didn't listen. An hour later, a pickup truck pulled up to the gate. A tall guy in work clothes jumped out carrying a bag of beef noodles, smoked bamboo shoots, red chili oil, extra beef. "Still hot. Eat first," he said. "When life doesn't go your way, a hot meal always helps." I squatted down and ate every last bamboo shoot. Then I asked him for a favor. Could he help me film a promotional video? I didn't have money to pay him. He didn't even blink. "I've got my gear in the car. Let's go." I led him through the construction zone, past loose rocks and open manholes, all the way to the plaza in front of Sixian Tower. He was probably wondering what could possibly be worth filming in this wreck of a place. Then he looked up and saw Yi Xingtian. Li Mo froze. His hands moved on instinct. Camera up, lens focused. Through the viewfinder, a man in plain robes was practicing sword forms among the ruins. Each strike was faster than the last. Sunlight caught the blade at just the right moment. Li Mo's hands were steady, but I could tell he was shaking inside. "This level of swordsmanship, where did you find this guy?" he asked. "How much per day?" "He's my employee. Not for hire. We filmed all day." Yi Xingtian repeated every move as many times as we asked, never complaining once. Li Mo was practically in tears holding the stabilizer. He said he hadn't seen a performer this dedicated in years. We waited until dark to get the night shots, then finally wrapped up. Li Mo grabbed my hand and wouldn't let go. "Are you sure he doesn't want to try acting?" I shook my head. "He doesn't like the entertainment industry. How much do you pay him?" I stayed quiet. 40 yuan a day. I couldn't say it out loud. Li Mo handed me a business card and told me if the scenic area didn't work out, I could always be a talent agent. I told him if he brought his film crew to shoot at my scenic area someday, I'd consider it. He laughed. "With that attitude, I'm relieved." "Keep it up." He drove off to edit the video overnight. Said it would be ready by tomorrow. I watched his taillights disappear down the road. One real friend was worth more than 100 fake ones. And right now, between a loyal cultivator, a kind old gatekeeper, and a filmmaker who showed up with hot noodles without being asked, I was starting to feel like maybe I had a chance. When Yi Xingtian finished filming, the system told me he'd worked 2 extra hours. That meant overtime pay, double rate. His total for the day came to 60 yuan. My system actually followed labor laws. Every company I'd ever worked for could learn something from it. I pulled a 50 and a 10 from my wallet, pressed them to his jade badge, and watched the money turn into golden energy. I really wished the system account had funds so I wouldn't have to pay out of pocket. Yi Shengtian's eyes went wide when he felt the energy flow in. 6 times more than yesterday. I could practically see the gears turning in his head. He wanted more overtime. When I told him to take a few days off while Winxian Town was being repaired, he looked devastated. I can work every day? No need to clock out. I smiled. This kid had no idea what real busy looked like. I told him it would get intense later and he'd need his rest. Before he left, I gave him 2 printed booklets and a shopping list. The booklets were rules, one for employees, one about investment details. I'd stayed up most of the night writing them. Anyone from his sect who wanted to work here or invest had to understand every word. I made sure he knew I was serious about consequences. I also asked him to buy some supplies from his world using the list I prepared. After he left, I finally asked the system the question that had been bugging me. Why does he get so excited over 60 yuan? The answer was simple and beautiful. The currency in my world contained faith energy, the same legendary power cultivators needed to ascend. People's desire for money had soaked the bills and coins with it. Every yuan I paid him was basically a cultivation treasure. I almost laughed, and then I almost kicked myself. The deposit I'd written in the investment booklet was way too low. I'd ask for more next time. I checked the countdown for Winxian Town, 20 hours left. I had about 100,000 yuan in my bank account. Hopefully that would last until the scenic area officially opened. As for what happened on Yi Shengtian's side, I found out later. He went back to his sect's underground vault and showed the elders his badge. The old master, Hu Wanli, the last nascent soul cultivator of the Tianqing sect, touched the badge and asked if they could really enter the secret realm. Yi Shengtian confirmed it and explained the conditions. The soul contract, the cultivation suppression, the limit on how many people could know. Hu Wanli took it seriously. He understood the risks. A contract sealed on the soul could be dangerous if I'd hidden any traps. But his own situation was dire. Without treatment, his cultivation would collapse to golden core within 3 months, and after that, he'd die. He volunteered to go first as a scout, along with Elder Gao Mingfeng, a foundation establishment cultivator over 160 years old who was skilled in formations but running out of lifespan. Then things got complicated. A little paper figure stuck to Gao Mingfeng's wheelchair started talking. It was a puppet controlled by Xiao Yuer, the sect leader's 17-year-old daughter. She was the one the Nine Heavens sect had wanted to marry off for the treasured artifact. She'd been eavesdropping the whole time. The paper figure climbed up Hu Wanli's clothes and argued that sending 2 old, weakened elders would look bad to me. She volunteered to go instead. She was young, talented in puppet techniques, and already at foundation establishment. The sect leader, Xiao Yu, was reluctant but eventually agreed, partly because sending her to my realm would keep her away from the Nine Heavens sect's attention. So the final group was set: Hu Wanli, Gao Mingfeng, and Xiao Yuer. Then Yi Shengtian pulled out the 2 booklets I'd given him. Hu Wanli opened the investment details first. The first line read, "A deposit of 50,000 spiritual stones is required to enter the secret realm." The old man went quiet. That was almost the Tianqing sect's entire remaining stock. Yi Shengtian blinked innocently. What a coincidence. Isn't that just right? Hu Wanli nearly choked. The sect still needs reserves. If it's not enough, I'll figure something out. I hadn't known any of this when I wrote that number. I'd just picked what sounded reasonable. Turns out I'd accidentally priced it at almost exactly everything they had. Sometimes the best negotiations are the ones you don't even realize you're having. The 50,000 spiritual stones wasn't a random number. While Yi Shengtian was training his sword forms, I'd casually asked about the spirit mine losses and how the sect was doing. He answered honestly, not realizing I was calculating how much they could afford. I set the deposit just high enough to hurt, enough to test whether they'd commit, but not so much they'd walk away. If they could accept 50,000 now, future deals would have room to grow. I also discovered something important. The system had added a new currency called cloud coins. All scenic area income automatically converted into cloud coins, and the exchange rate was beautifully simple. 1 cloud coin equaled 1 spiritual stone equaled 1 Chinese yuan. No exchange fees, no rate fluctuations. I could move money between worlds at a perfect 1-to-1 ratio. That was basically a license to print money. For the safety and stability of both worlds, I told myself I would work very hard as the middleman. The next 4 days were nonstop. I wrote management plans, detailed investment rules, and went back and forth with Limo on the video edits. I scheduled the promotional video to go live. And finally, the progress bar for Winxian Town hit 100%. The system chimed. Upgrade complete. The details looked nothing like before. 23 shops, 3 hidden check-in points waiting to be unlocked. Air quality jumped to 1,500 negative oxygen ions per cubic centimeter. The place had been transformed. 3 side quests appeared with the upgrade. The first was a treasure hunt. Find 10 lost ingots of the god of wealth scattered around town. Each one found was worth 100,000 cloud coins, and completing the set would unlock a god of wealth temple where visitors could check in for good luck. The second required 10,000 couples to visit, unlocking a marriage tree that boosted reputation. The third asked me to offer 10,000 gifts to a water dragon lord at the creek, eventually unlocking a water dragon temple that could control weather. I liked the god of wealth quest best. Treasure hunting was easy to build into the visitor experience. The marriage tree's reputation boost was tempting, but hard to promote when nobody knew the place existed. The water dragon temple was the strangest and most interesting. I'd study that one later. I walked through the rebuilt town myself. It was stunning. Past a massive ancient banyan tree stood a stone archway with a poetic couplet carved into it. The narrow main street followed the creek, lined with 2-story wooden buildings. Iron wind chimes hung from the eaves, ringing softly in the breeze. Blue tiles, white walls, everything looking naturally aged instead of freshly built. The creek had been completely transformed, no longer an obvious artificial channel, but something that looked like it flowed straight from distant mountains. The water was wider now, and mist and trees hid Sixian Tower behind a natural screen, making it look mysterious and lonely in the distance. I couldn't stop smiling. This was already beautiful. I couldn't imagine what higher grades would look like. Then the system asked if I wanted to open recruitment. I had 1 recruitment voucher left. It asked which realm, Blue Star or the Tianqu realm. Tianqu realm, obviously. The voucher burst into flames. Golden light shot into the sky. In the cultivation world, that light streaked across the heavens. The powerful sects noticed, the 9 Heavens Sect, Feihua Palace, Beast King Valley. Their ancestors all sensed it. But when they looked closer, they saw only a chi refining level secret realm appearing. Nothing worth their attention. They closed their eyes and went back to meditating. A chi refining secret realm wasn't dangerous or valuable enough for major sects to bother with. They'd send a few junior disciples at most. That was exactly what I wanted. Stay small, stay invisible. Meanwhile, at the Tianqing sect, Hu Wanli sat on the peak watching the golden light cross the sky. He knew what it meant. Yi Shengtian stood beside him, grinning. He hadn't worked in 3 days and was practically itching to come back. Early the next morning, Hu Wanli, Gao Mingfeng, and Xiao Yuer left the sect quietly, hiding their presence, heading toward my scenic area. My first investors were on their way. The 50,000 spiritual stones wasn't a guess. I'd been casually asking Yi Shengtian about his sect's finances while he trained. I knew roughly what they had. I set the deposit at a price that would sting but not kill them, just enough to test their commitment. If they paid this, future prices could go higher. The system had given me a new currency, cloud coins. The exchange rate was perfect. 1 cloud coin, 1 spiritual stone, 1 Chinese yuan. No fees, no conversion losses. I could move value between worlds at a flat rate. That was essentially free money waiting to happen. I decided I would be a very dedicated middleman. Those 4 days off were anything but restful. I wrote scenic area management plans, investment rules, and worked with Li Mo on the video. When everything was ready, the Winxian Town progress bar finally hit 100%. The upgrade was incredible. 23 shops, 3 hidden check-in points, and the air quality had jumped massively. 3 side quests appeared. A god of wealth treasure hunt worth huge cloud coins, a marriage tree that boosted reputation when couples visited, and a water dragon temple at the creek with weather-controlling powers. I'd weave the treasure hunt into the visitor experience first, since that was easiest to promote. I walked through the rebuilt town myself, past a giant banyan tree, through a stone archway with a poetic couplet, down a narrow stone street lined with 2-story wooden buildings. Wind chimes rang softly from the eaves. Blue tiles, white walls, mist drifting off the creek. The artificial river now looked completely natural, and Sixian Tower was hidden behind trees and fog, like some lonely immortal palace. It was beautiful. Then the system asked if I wanted to recruit from the Tianqi realm. I said yes. The recruitment voucher burst into golden light that shot into the sky of the cultivation world. The major sects noticed and didn't care. A Qi refining level secret realm wasn't worth their time. They'd send a few juniors at most. That was perfect. I didn't want attention from the powerful ones yet. At Tianqing's sect, Hu Wanli saw the golden light and knew it was time. He set out with Gao Mingfeng and Xiao Yuer. What none of them noticed was a bug. A wandering cultivator named Wang Ban, 100 years old, foundation establishment, and too poor to pay the entrance fee, had used his family's heirloom talisman to turn himself into a mayfly and hitched a ride on someone's shoe. He slipped inside with the Tianqing group. When the system detected 4 cultivators instead of 3, I frowned. It prepared a sealed signing room where no one could use spiritual sense to spy. Before entering, I checked the group on screen: 1 nascent soul elder, 2 foundation builders, a young girl at early foundation, and 1 unknown foundation cultivator who'd appeared from nowhere. This could be a test or a threat. I decided to handle it carefully. First, I opened the newly unlocked shop. For categories: decorations, tools, skills, and blind boxes. Most items were basic. The tools were overpriced consumables with side effects. Skills could be given to employees: cooking, performing, punctuality. Nothing I needed urgently. But the blind box was glowing. First 10 draws guaranteed, a high-level item. I bought 100 cheap lucky charms, used them all for extra luck, and did a 10 pull. Most results were junk: a courage boost, a sneaky double commission trick, some cloud coin refunds. But the last draw lit up gold. A semi-transparent golden dragon burst from the clouds, circled in front of me, and dropped a glowing orb into my palm. I reached out to touch its whiskers, but it vanished. The orb dissolved into a warped clock shape, then melted into my body. My phone dinged. A new app appeared: Time Management Master. It let me independently adjust the flow of time in the scenic area relative to both Blue Star and the Tianqi realm. I could set it from 0.1x to 10x speed. At 10x, 10 days would pass inside the scenic area, while only 1 day passed outside. I set it to maximum immediately. Construction time was no longer a problem. I could do trial operations this weekend. I also uploaded the promotional video to Dowda's short video and used the reputation horn. Then I stepped into the signing room. "Don't hide. Come out." Hu Wanli looked startled. Then a middle-aged man in Taoist robes tumbled out of the mist and landed on his knees. Wang Ban, the mayfly. He was shaking. He begged for mercy, explaining he was a poor wandering cultivator who'd been amazed by the secret realm and snuck in. He had no money for the entrance fee and offered to work it off. Hu Wanli was embarrassed that someone had followed them without being noticed. He apologized to me. I saw an opportunity. Instead of punishing Wang Ban, I pointed at the Tianqing group and told him he had 1 month. If he outperformed them at the tasks I assigned, he could stay. If not, I left the threat unfinished. The effect was immediate. Hu Wanli realized I didn't need them specifically. I could replace them anytime. Xiao Yuer clenched her jaw, determined to prove herself. Wang Ban was terrified but grateful for the chance. Competition was exactly what I wanted. I opened the investment contract, a spiritual soul contract, and all 4 of them reached in without hesitation. The mist cleared, revealing Wenxian town below and Sixian Tower rising behind it. The Tianqing people were stunned. Yi Xingtian had described the place as rundown with 5 times normal spiritual energy. Now a whole town had appeared, and the spiritual energy was 10 times stronger or more. They couldn't imagine what I'd done in just a few days. I walked them through town and told them to pick any shop they liked. Then I explained the business model. Visitors would buy copper game coins, stamped with Shuling Tongbao, and use them to shop and play activities inside the scenic area. At the end of each day, each coin a shop earned could be exchanged for 1 faith energy or 1 spiritual stone. I planned to sell those coins to visitors for 5 yuan each. My cut was built right in. Hu Wanli was overwhelmed. Faith energy, something his world hadn't seen in 1,000 years, could be earned just by running a shop. He regretted ever doubting me. Wang Ban didn't fully understand faith energy yet, but the promise of spiritual stones alone made his eyes light up. For a wandering cultivator who could barely get a few spirit beads, this was a gold mine. I laid out the terms. First 3 months, no rent, trial period. After that, fixed monthly rent plus 20% of profits. Huwanli looked like he might cry from gratitude. He thought I was being incredibly generous. I smiled and kept my thoughts to myself. I was charging them rent, taking a cut of their profits, paying them in currency that cost me almost nothing, and they were thanking me for it. Sometimes the best deals are the ones where everyone thinks they're winning. Huwanli agreed to everything. Then he pulled out a square piece of black stone, about 2 feet wide, cold to the touch, so dark it seemed to swallow light. He presented it with both hands and said it was called Mystic Shadow Cold Iron, a treasure material his sect had found 100 years ago. He was offering it as a gift, hoping I'd let the entire Tianqing sect serve me. The system scanned it immediately. Apparently, it could be used as building material. It made structures resistant to attacks from nascent soul cultivators or even missile strikes, kept interiors cool like natural air conditioning, and increased income by 20%. I didn't need missile-proof buildings for a tourist spot, but free air conditioning and a 20% income boost? I'd take that. I planned to use it on Sixian Tower, which I'd manage myself. That extra 20% would go straight into my pocket. I stored the stone in my backpack and told Huwanli that I'd need more people and some help with matters in the Tianqi realm. His eyes lit up like I'd promised him the world. He was already imagining his sect's glorious future under my protection. I let them choose shops. Since Huwanli had given the gift, I allowed Tianqing sect to take up to 3. They picked carefully, one near the entrance, one by the river, one at an alley corner. Total rent, 20,000 spirit stones per month after the trial period. They avoided the best locations because they weren't sure they'd have enough stones later. Wang Ban, the mayfly stowaway, picked the cheapest shop in a back alley, 2,000 stones a month. He could barely afford it, but he needed to show loyalty. Everyone got a small jade token as their lease proof and key to enter the secret realm. I told them to think of it this way. Every visitor coming here was an ordinary person seeking immortality. As real cultivators hiding in plain sight, their job was to create experiences that made visitors want to spend copper coins. I'd help with advice and handle the decorations, costs deducted from their deposits. I told Wang Ban he couldn't leave until his debt was paid off. He nearly cried with gratitude. I didn't understand why until I remembered. The spiritual energy inside the scenic area was incredibly dense. In his world, a cultivation cave like this would cost thousands of stones a month and still be impossible to find. I was basically locking him inside a paradise and calling it punishment. The Tianqing people looked at Wang Ban with open envy. Xiaoyuer stepped forward and asked if they could stay too. I said yes. The courtyards behind the shops were available. It would actually make the visitor experience more authentic, having real cultivators living and practicing there. Huwanli was almost in tears. He thought I was being impossibly generous. He said he'd go back and bring more disciples, but he worried about leaving the sect undefended. Don't worry. You'll see when you go back, I told him. I also reminded everyone to stop calling me senior. From now on, it was Boss Len. By dawn, I was exhausted. I told everyone to handle their own arrangements and went back to my room. I wanted to check how the video was performing. I sat down in a chair. It broke under me with a loud crack. I caught myself just in time. One of the wooden legs almost stabbed me somewhere painful. The system helpfully informed me. Lucky debuff decay countdown, 100 hours. Right. The blind box luck boost had a downside. Bad luck for a few days. Fine. I'd stay in my room and ride it out. With the time manipulation set to 10x, I had plenty of time. I sent Huwanli off to go recruit more disciples. He stepped out of the scenic area, used a teleportation spell to get back to his sect, and found Yi Xingtian standing there in the same clothes from an hour ago, still sweating from sword practice. An hour. Huwanli had spent an entire night inside the scenic area, but only 1 hour had passed outside. When he realized what had happened, he nearly lost his mind. In his world, only a cultivator who had achieved the legendary harmony stage could manipulate time. He was now absolutely convinced I was an ancient master beyond anything he'd ever imagined. I was actually just a broke guy sitting in a broken chair, nursing a bruise, waiting for my bad luck to wear off. But sure, ancient masterwork too. Yi Xingtian felt a heavy hand on his shoulder. Huwanli's hand pressed down firmly, and the warmth through his clothes made his shoulder feel a little hot. You did very well. In the future, You must work hard in the secret realm and not slack off. Seeing his master take things seriously, Yi Xingtian nodded, even though he didn't understand why. Hu Wanli's steps were steady, but inside, he was filled with excitement. Harmony. Our sky blue gate's backing is a master of harmony. Haha. Yi Xingtian returned to his courtyard. He only had one set of disciple clothes, which he usually cleaned with magic. But since an important workday was coming, he decided to take a bath and burn incense to show respect. Just as he was about to take off his shirt, his badge suddenly lit up brightly. When he came to his senses, he found himself in the middle of an ancient town. The rich spiritual energy in the air flowed into his body, making him stretch and sigh comfortably with his eyes closed. Senior Brother Yi. Yi Xingtian stiffened and turned around. He saw Xiao Yuer holding several scrolls of drawings, staring at him in disbelief. Senior Brother, how can you be dressed so casually during work hours? If our sky blue gate style is so relaxed, what will the elders think? Wait, work time? Where's this? Yi Xingtian looked around in disbelief. Next to him were many two-story buildings similar to ordinary towns. In the distance, like in the clouds, was the abandoned fairy palace he had seen before. Is this the senior's secret realm? It's only been a few days, and it has changed so dramatically. Senior didn't say to call him Boss Lin? And, put your clothes on quickly. But why did I enter the secret realm late at night? Yi Xingtian hurriedly took out clothes from his space bag and put them on. Is Sky Blue Gate still in the middle of the night? It's already been a whole night here. Yi Xingtian was so shocked he couldn't speak a word. He suddenly understood why his master was so happy earlier, like a fool who couldn't tell time. Is this what true skill looks like? Not just the habits of an ordinary person, but the real strength of a senior or boss. The boss's requirements come first, no matter what my habits are. Yi Xingtian kept repeating the words, boss, in his mind, trying to get used to it quickly. The boss is resting, so we should focus on our own work. I just checked the road outside the town. It's still a bit uneven. There are some waste piles near the edge of the town. Let's handle them together. Okay. Yi Xingtian was full of energy. He treats working in the secret realm as training. This way, he gains several times more practice than outside. Honestly, he really doesn't want to leave work. He grinned foolishly, showing his big teeth, no longer the cold and serious sword cultivator he used to be. Yu Yang is a senior in college in Rong City. His job is already settled, so he doesn't need to intern for now. His thesis is almost finished, just waiting for the defense. Finally, he doesn't have to wake up early and rush out. He opens his phone as soon as he wakes up to browse. Recently, he plans to find a weekend before May Day to go nearby with friends and relax after all the stress from his thesis. While browsing scenic spots on his phone, a video suddenly caught his attention. In the darkness, a flash of sword light shot out, as if piercing through the screen. A young boy in plain clothes, holding a sword, with a determined look in his eyes. A streak of blood on his face was striking but didn't ruin his handsome appearance. Yu Yang scowled, feeling dismissive. He was about to scroll past, not sure where this strange vibe came from. He knew some scenic spots used handsome guys for flirtation, showing muscles and posing. But just as he was about to scroll, the boy turned with his sword, striking several moves in quick succession, one sword after another. In the dazzling display, the boy turned around, kicked his sword, and the sword flew straight toward him on the screen. At the moment the sword was about to hit, the person leapt up and caught it, performing a beautiful sword dance. Even though Yu Yang was watching through the screen, he was still startled by the sudden attack, breaking out in cold sweat. Is this something a person can really do? The sword in the boy's hand seemed to become part of his body. When he was swinging the sword, he seemed to be the sword himself. His sharp aura made it hard to see his facial features. Only his sword was visible. He swung with all his might, as if splitting the screen apart, making viewers feel the wind of the sword. The camera quickly zoomed out. The young boy knelt on the ground, holding his sword. It seemed that the recent fight had drained all his strength. As dusk fell, under the mountains, there was a tall, strange abandoned building with a sad, gloomy look. In the final scene, the boy looked up. His hair was wet with sweat, his eyes were red, and his hand holding the sword was tense with veins showing. A line of elegant calligraphy appeared slowly. Come to the Shushan secret realm. March 24th. Search for treasures. Walk the path of immortality. Wow. Is the promotional quality of this scenic spot really this high now? Young liked the post and kept watching the video again. The fight scenes looked real, much better than many current TV actors, making viewers feel excited. Then he read the text. A week before the park opened, they held a treasure hunt event. If you find a treasure, you can win a 5,000 yuan prize. March 24th is a Saturday, but he had nothing planned. Today is Thursday, so he still had time. Yu Yang checked the dates and then opened the comments. I hate this world. Is it the Shushan secret realm? Wait and see. I hope it's still there when I arrive. Invincible orange. Just one jump and I'll blow through my health insurance card. Pig Hero. Haha. Just a face trying to trick my likes. Pig Hero replies to Pig Hero. Bro, are you serious? That's a divine item. Little fire. Boss, are you giving away money? Yu Yang liked some comments and clicked on the accounts to see more. Unfortunately, each account only had one video. The shop linked to the account sold tickets. Original price 30 yuan. Early bird special 9.9 yuan. He shared the video in his dorm group. YamTuber, want to check it out? His roommates quickly sent back a picture. Unlucky mountain. The rating is so low. Should we go see the abandoned building? Yu Yang opened the picture and saw the rating was 1.1. It matched the photos of the abandoned building in the reviews. YamTuber, I heard it was just a trial run before. Now they're renovating it? Super handsome Wang Boyu. This broken scenery, if it's a horror theme, I might try it out. YamTuber, no, it's a fantasy theme. Super handsome Wang Boyu, that's not promising. Honestly, most places claiming to be fantasy themed are just tricks. Want to be a test subject? Wang Boyu looked it up and recognized the location. It was his hometown. Wang Boyu, I've never heard of this place. The name sounds like a scam targeting Mount Shuling. No one would go there. Yu Yang glanced at his roommate, who was still lying on the bed and texting. He spoke up, but the scenic spot offers money. Dogs wouldn't go, but I will. How much are they offering? Wang Boyu leaned out from the bed. There's an activity to find a treasure, and if you find one, you get 5,000 yuan. That sounds fake. Wang Boyu clicked on the link and started browsing. Early risers, tired of work, took the subway and bus to start their day. The work week was counting down, and their desire to rest grew stronger. A video was precisely recommended to their phones. Because they admired handsome guys and longed for freedom, the video went viral. As the video gained popularity, more comments appeared. Negative reviews also started to show up. Don't go. It's just a commercial ancient town with only a year of history. It's the same everywhere. I'm local. I visited last year when it opened. There's nothing there, and it's remote. Rumor has it the big boss ran away, owes a lot of debt. Who believes they're giving out money? Only fools do. Some travel bloggers, attracted by the traffic, immediately promoted their videos. Wang Lele is out and about. I've bought an early bird ticket. I'll taste the salty and bland flavors for everyone. If you're interested, follow me. I'll livestream the handsome guys and find the treasure. Yu Yang hesitated, unsure whether to check the feedback first. But after thinking about the recent video, he felt a restless itch. After all, which young person doesn't dream of a fairy tale? Maybe he could make a little money too. He had a work visa for Haiching and was preparing for a presentation soon, so he needed to stay busy. Missing this chance might mean waiting a long time for another. Better to seize the moment. He looked at the map. The place wasn't too remote, and there was a bus nearby. Let's go see. The early bird ticket is 9.9 yuan. You can't lose or be fooled. If not, we can go climb Mount Shuling instead. Yu Yang tilted his head and spoke to his roommates, Zhou Shan and Wang Boyu, who were in the dorm. Zhou Shan, on the opposite bed, poked his head out. Okay, I'll go to Mount Shuling and pay my respects. He hadn't had much to do lately. Not sure if it was bad luck, but these days he'd been distracted, losing things or bumping into stuff and getting minor injuries. He wasn't interested in that secret scenic spot, but he would go to Shuling Mountain. I'm fine with anything, just want to go home for a bit. Buy a ticket for the boss too. His experiment should be almost done, and he could use a break to clear his mind. Ji Ziming is the dorm leader. He studies hard and is responsible, but after failing his graduate exams this year, he has been staying in the lab working on his paper, becoming more and more quiet. His roommates see this every day. They don't say much, but they worry. It's a good chance for everyone to relax and have fun together. Wang Boyu stretched and got up. All right, what do you want to eat? I'm heading to the cafeteria. Just a chicken piece and some beef with potatoes, thanks. Call me Godfather. Get lost. The plan to go out was settled just like that. In the scenic area, Linbo bought a bunch of soft cushions through the system and wrapped fragile and breakable items carefully. He made sure everything was safe around him. Linbo comfortably lay on his bed, looking at the data. The video quality was very high, much better than the average on current platforms. Yesterday was just the start of gaining popularity. Thanks to the reputation horn, it exploded this morning. Although not many tickets were sold, the view count reached 1 million as the hype grew. Not everyone would remember the name Shuling Secret Realm, but even if only 1% did, that was still a big number. Linbo lay on his bed, happy to see his reputation points jump rapidly. System alert. Reputation points exceeded 1,000. System alert. Reputation points exceeded 10,000. System alert. Reputation points exceeded 50,000. Just as the notifications kept coming, the system suddenly issued a sharp warning. System detected abnormal values. System under maintenance. Progress. 10%. Linbo expected the system to fix itself, but he didn't think it would respond so quickly. The system probably didn't know about the rollback. When the video views reached 6 million, the system maintenance was complete. Update. The reputation formula has been corrected. Reputation points equals fame points 0.1%. Number of visitors to the scenic area, number of negative reviews, current rating. Because of a system error, the benefits gained are not being reclaimed. The current fame is 50,250. Wow. With the first 1 million views, the income was 50,000, and with the next 5 million views, it's only 250. The system's cut is quite harsh. However, Linbo carefully looked at the formula. It reduced the weight of fame but increased the importance of actual visitors and reviews, which seems fair. He is already satisfied with his current gains. With the system's learning ability, it will eventually find the problem. At least, he managed to make a good profit before the bug gets fixed. The reputation points for the Shaoxi Immortal Tower are now only 9,750 points away. As the video spreads, it should grow a bit more. After that, it will depend on accumulating visitors and positive reviews. Just as he was thinking, his phone suddenly rang. It was Liemo calling. Linbo answered the phone, but before he could speak, Liemo's loud voice burst out. Are you crazy? Is the scenic area ready? Why are you in such a hurry to open? Are you questioning my country's infrastructure? The construction in Xian Town was just a little shaky, but once the investment was in place, it was quickly sorted out. We're just eager to open early and start earning money to pay off debts. Why not come over this weekend and see? Silence came from the receiver. Liemo genuinely thought Linbo was rushing too much. He really couldn't come this weekend. After hesitating for a moment, he said, I have some things to do on Saturday during the day, but I'll come in the evening. Evening is when people tend to be in a bad mood. He's worried that if business isn't good, Linbo might get upset again. All right then. Linbo didn't think much about his worries and hung up. Linbo opened the Time Management Master and set the scenic area's time to Blue Star to 10 times faster. That means 10 days inside the scenic area equals just 1 day on Blue Star. 10 days is enough to prepare for the weekend visitors. When visitors arrive, to avoid chaos, this feature can't be turned on casually. Time in the scenic area passes very quickly. Soon, Huanli brought selected disciples, Elder Tai Xuanji and Elder Su Exine, along with Xiaoyu, the leader of Tianqing Gate, into the scenic area. Huanli believed that this would be enough to show Tianqing Gate's sincerity to their elders. Tianqing Gate has few core disciples, especially in recent years. It has become harder to find talented new disciples. There are only 4 or 5 inner disciples, and the extra spots are given to outstanding and diligent outer disciples. After many disciples entered the scenic area and felt the spiritual energy in the air, they knew their fate had completely changed at that moment. They were very glad they made the right choice and did not leave the sect because the spiritual mine was destroyed. Several elders decided to take turns on duty to ensure Tianqing Gate would not be left unguarded. Wang Ban looked at the scene and felt he had gained a big advantage. He was determined to hold on to the senior and show his loyalty. Linbo summoned everyone one by one, gave them advice on how to run their businesses and assign tasks. Everyone worked together quickly, and they finalized the plan. Next, we need everyone's cooperation. I will start by renovating the shops. If you need anything else, you can add it later, Linbo said with a smile. The cost of this renovation. Let's consider it borrowed from the elders, Hu Wanli said shyly. They really didn't have much spirit stones left. Linbo submitted the needs for several shops to the system, which then collected the spirit stones. A puff of smoke appeared, and the shops started a countdown for renovation. Within 24 hours inside the scenic area, the shops could be completed. Linbo's 5,000 spirit stones were almost gone, but it was much cheaper than hiring outside workers. The people of Tianqing Gate had seen Linbo perform miracles repeatedly in a short time, and they were starting to become numb. A true master of the Tao deserves this. After solving the shop issues, Linbo gathered the cultivators and asked the most important question on his mind. This question was about whether his plan for a grand finale could succeed. Linbo asked, under the restriction of our current realm, can you still control your swords? How many can each of you control at once? Hu Wanli's spirit lifted. The elder's test had arrived. Controlling a sword was a basic skill for qi refining practitioners. Everyone, use your swords to show your strength to the elder, Hu Wanli shouted loudly. The Tianqing Gate disciples drew their swords and performed a sword dance in the sky. For a moment, swords danced across the heavens. Linbo watched the flying swords and smiled with satisfaction. Very well. Next, we need to rehearse a bit. I hope you can incorporate some other performances. It shouldn't be too difficult for everyone. The people of Tianqing Gate are full of anticipation. March 24th. The grand opening is coming. On the first day of opening, Grandpa Zhang woke up early and tore off April 1st from the perpetual calendar. He saw the words, not suitable for any activities, on the lunar calendar. Not a good day. Wrong. With a snap, Linbo stuck the calendar back. Today is the 25th. It's good for opening, groundbreaking, and bringing in wealth. Did I tear off too much? Grandpa Zhang blinked and sighed deeply. I really am getting forgetful. Linbo nervously changed the subject. That's not true. The scenic area still depends on you. Just follow the plan we discussed. Are you ready? Grandpa Zhang nodded, put on his straw hat and raincoat, carried his fish basket, and held the pole. He leisurely walked to the entrance of the scenic area, led a cow, and headed outside. Linbo looked outside the scenic area. They sold a total of 514 early bird tickets. He wondered if anyone would come today. Meanwhile, in the dormitory, Yu Yang and his roommates were on a bus heading toward the scenic area. As the bus veered further off course, it turned onto a mountain road. This is what you said. Shuling Mountain is very close. We've been on this bus for almost an hour, Zhou Shan said with a sour face, crossing his arms. They arrived in Shuling City last night, had some barbecue, and left early this morning. Straight line distance really isn't far, Yu Yang coughed to defend himself. Look at how dizzy the boss is getting. Zhou Shan helped the guy with glasses. I'm fine. I can still hold on. Ji Ziming waved his hand. His roommates bought him tickets out of kindness. He recently failed his graduate exams, and his graduation thesis and job search were delayed. His roommates supported him, helped find information, and even took him out to relax. He didn't want to ruin their mood. We're there. We're there. Yu Yang pointed excitedly at the faint sign ahead. However, the bus drove straight past the main entrance of the scenic area and continued for a few hundred meters before stopping. Air Group of Xiao Village. Please passengers at this stop disembark. There is not even a bus stop nearby. Seeing this scene, Yu Yang started to feel like giving up. Since we're here, let's go in and take a look, said the glasses-wearing guy. He didn't want to sit in the car any longer. The four friends slowly walked toward the scenic area. They should have already entered the park, but they hadn't seen the ticket booth yet. It was past 10 o'clock, and there was a little fog in the mountains. The air was fresh with the scent of trees. The air is pretty good. If not, we can just hike, Yu Yang said quickly, taking a few steps forward and turning back to encourage his friends, trying to make the mood lively. Since he was the leader, he felt guilty if they missed out on something. But his three friends didn't reply. Instead, they all took out their phones. Zhou Shan reached out and pushed him aside. Come closer, don't block the way. Yu Yang looked back in surprise. He saw sunlight shining through the trees in beautiful beams. Not far away, there was a small river with a stone bridge over it. Beyond the bridge, a winding blue stone path led to an old town. The layered blue tiles looked simple and peaceful. At that moment, An old man was slowly leading a cow across the bridge. In the misty scene, he casually took a photo, capturing a large, beautiful scene. Could it be that there's a fee? Yang thought to himself as he took out his phone. The old man seemed to notice them and stopped on the bridge. Oh no, they've been spotted. The four of them felt nervous. Next to them, a girl held a phone stand and passed by, apparently talking to her live viewers. Everyone, I've arrived. Let me show you what the Shuling Secret Realm scenic area looks like. Please follow and subscribe. Weekend trip, first-hand info on Shuling City and nearby attractions. Brought to you by Lele. The girl took a picture of the old man leading the cow and pointed toward the old town. That's the scenic area. We're crossing the bridge first. What? Is that old man taking photos? Let me go ask the host. Lele, the streamer, walked toward the old man, and Yu Yang and the others hurried to follow. She took his money, so she can't take ours. Just as they reached the old man, they wanted to ask him something. But he slowly looked up, his eyes and wrinkles full of deep experience, and said in a voice full of stories, "Are you here to seek immortality?" Everyone was stunned by the old man's commanding presence and didn't know how to speak. Is this the story really starting? But then the old man shook his head and sighed. You came too late. The ferry road is already cut off. If you can't find it, then forget it. He led the cow away into the distance. Initially, Zhou Shan, feeling bored, patted Yu Yang and said, "Wow, the story is really beginning now. We just stumbled onto something big. I want to see more. Come on, let's go quickly." Yu Yang finally cheered up. The comments in Wang Lele's live stream chat became lively. Wow, that just now really felt like a fairyland. Host, go in quickly and see what they do. Little Hearts 1 Wang Lele was a small streamer. Seeing more viewers join today, she became very excited. Thanks for the little hearts, sister. I'm about to go in now. The group kept walking forward. They went straight to the town gate and saw the ticket booth, where a few people entered. The ticket booth was different from others. It was inside an ancient building, making it feel like they had entered an old ticket shop from ancient times. Inside the tall counter sat a man dressed in traditional clothes. When he saw them, he looked up. Travelers from afar? Do you have a travel pass? Wang Boyu chuckled. His sense of NPC-like belief was quite strong. He initially thought it would be boring, since in his view, even Mount Shuling was just SOSO. Usually, he just wandered around the foot of the mountain, and this place looked like a fake scenic spot. But as the host, he naturally followed his roommate's wishes. He hadn't expected that after half a year away, the scenic area at home had developed this much. He started to imagine himself in the role, handed over the phone verification code, and spoke in a theatrical tone. "Please, sir, verify it." The person at the counter was Lin Bo. Since he was collecting tickets and verifying them, he couldn't just hand them to the cultivators. He had to do it himself. Lin Bo checked the ticket, then took out a few copper coins that looked like game currency from the counter, placed them on the table, and pushed them forward. "Travelers from afar, you probably don't have much silver on you. Keep these 6 copper coins. If you need more," Lin Bo pointed to the price list beside the counter. "You can exchange for more or earn them in the town of Asking Immortals." The price list was just ordinary rice paper with a few lines written in brush, 5 yuan each. I don't know what the situation is in the scenic area, so a few people decided not to buy anything first. "We won't buy game coins right now, but is the activity to find the gold ingots real?" "Of course. That's a blessing from the god of wealth. If you find one, you'll get a prize. Are there any hints? Walk around the scenic area and don't miss any details." Lin Bo smiled. If there were hints, he would find them himself. Wang Boyu still wanted to talk to Lin Bo about what it means to not see any immortals. But helplessly, Zhou Shan, an impatient person, pulled his roommates and hurriedly left. "Let's go." Into the scenic area. He had been unlucky for so long. It was time to try to get some good luck. The streamer, after receiving some gifts from viewers, exchanged them for 100 yuan worth of copper coins. In front of the camera, he weighed them and looked like a little rich girl. "Lele is taking everyone shopping today. Did the streamer just not hear? Go find the gold ingots. Look for special gold ingots in the scenic area." Okay, got it." The girl hurriedly ran toward the entrance of the ancient town. But she saw the 4 college students from earlier standing still under the signboard of Immortal Town. Before she could find it strange, she was shocked by the scene inside the town. The old street was quiet, with no signs of commercial activity. Flags fluttered, and there were scattered pedestrians. Everyone was dressed in ancient costumes. Seeing them, people couldn't help but stop and look curious, as if they'd never seen modern people before. Wang Lele felt a bit nervous and instinctively moved closer to the four lively college students. Are we in some kind of spooky scenic spot? The actors' reactions are so real. It's okay. Now, this kind of immersive experience is common in script-killing games. Usually, such scenic spots also have places to rent costumes. Wang Boyu, who loved these games, explained. This place's story probably has something to do with seeking immortality. Are you all here from outside to seek immortality? Suddenly, a playful, clear voice of a girl sounded in their ears. Turning around, they saw a girl in ancient costume, with a bun hairstyle, wearing a pale yellow top and skirt, with decorative wooden handles hanging at her waist, like some kind of toy. She was smiling brightly, looking lively and friendly. Is this part of the story? As an experienced script killer, Wang Boyu stopped others and took on the task of communicating with the NPC. Exactly, but we heard that there are no more immortals here. The girl shook her head with a look of regret. It's hard to find fate with immortality. Who would willingly share such luck? The ladder to immortality has been broken for 1,000 years. At this point, she looked around carefully and lowered her voice. However, the people here have never given up on reopening the path to immortality. Tonight, there will be a ceremony. Those who receive a token can participate. Foreign visitors dressing up naturally attract suspicion. Should we change clothes? How can we get clothes then? Wang Boyu asked, winking at his friends. See, I was right, wasn't I? Maybe I can rent one from my shop at a good price, he suggested. Wang Boyu was about to say they didn't need it, but then he looked in the direction the girl pointed. It was a small ready-made clothing shop with a sign that read, Zhao's Clothing Store, and a banner outside offering rentals for a coin. Just 1 coin? 5 yuan. No, they had early bird tickets and brought 6 coins, which was only 2 yuan for renting clothes. Isn't that funny? Lele held up her selfie stick, pushed past others, and grabbed the cheerful girl. Come on, come on. By the way, can I take photos inside? I'm live streaming. Of course, Xiaoyue nodded. She didn't really understand what live streaming was, but the boss said to seize every chance for promotion. Live streaming is just one way to promote. Lele got permission and started walking toward the shop with her phone. Everyone can come in and take a look. No need to rent if you don't want to. Xiaoyue also remembered the 4 big guys behind her. After waiting a while, the first group of visitors arrived today, and they definitely wouldn't miss out. Let's go in and see. It doesn't look expensive, Zhoushan said, leading his friends to follow Lele into the shop. The number of viewers in the live stream gradually increased to 200 or 300, and comments started scrolling. Is 1 coin equal to 5 yuan? So cheap? Obviously, it's the worst kind. The usual tourist photos at scenic spots. 1 coin is just a gimmick. Better clothes cost more. Plus makeup, probably at least 399 yuan. The scenic spot photography packages are all the same, with boring poses. But the scenery here is pretty, so the photos should turn out nice. The clothes have been worn by many people. The new scenic area should be okay. Lele lifts her phone, finds a good angle, and smiles at the camera. I'll try out some clothes for everyone. See if I make any mistakes, and let you know what the host is wearing. Yuck, too revealing isn't good. Everyone help pick out clothes for the host. Wang Lele turns her phone toward the clothes, and suddenly, the entire live stream is filled with the store's clothing, making it hard to focus. The shop isn't very big, probably about 50 square meters, but it's packed with clothes. Half of the clothes are women's wear, and the other half are men's. From simple cotton and linen styles to fancy palace costumes, from neat short outfits to detailed large-sleeved robes, everything is there. Our second floor has more women's clothes. Girls can go upstairs to choose. The fitting room is upstairs too. Wang Lele touches a bright pink dress nearby. The fabric feels cool and smooth, with beautiful embroidery. It doesn't seem like synthetic material, but more like real silk. She has visited many scenic spots, probably hundreds or even thousands. As a semi-famous beauty blogger, she has taken many travel photos. Who would hang real silk dresses outside a shop like this? How much does this one cost to rent for a day? Lele's voice trembles a little. This one is a bit expensive. Xiaoyue's voice sounds serious. See, I was right. Good quality clothes must be more expensive. All tricks. The online viewers who predicted this get excited immediately. 2 copper coins. Are you sure? Lele can't believe her ears. $10 to rent for a day? Xiaoyuer nods. These clothes are brought from the heavenly void realm. Although the heaven blue gate is poor, they only lack spiritual stones and magic treasures. No matter how fancy the clothes are, they are just ordinary for cultivators. But according to Senior Lin, items brought from the cultivation world can only be used or kept within the scenic area. They can't take them outside, so they have to rent. Otherwise, selling them directly would be fine too. A room full of mortal clothes. Who would think they could exchange for faith or spiritual power? It's unthinkable. I'll rent it. Lele doesn't hesitate at all. She decisively takes the dress, holding onto it tightly. Oh my. The fabric, the craftsmanship. Just the large sleeves alone must cost a lot. Could she get it for 4,000? And she's never seen a style like this online. Maybe it's custom-made. 10 yuan to wear all day. It's practically charity. Wang Boyu was also stunned. Such a low price. It doesn't matter if he looks a bit cooler. He put down the clothes that looked like NPC gear and turned to pick a more handsome black and gold dragon warrior costume nearby. Others also started choosing outfits. Lele added 1 more copper coin to create a new look. So what if it's just a new style? It only cost 15 yuan. Xiaoyuer was happily having the staff do her makeup. In just 10 minutes, a traditional style makeup was finished. Wang Lele looked at herself in the mirror, dressed as an ancient lady, with a full, authentic antique feel. She was so surprised she stammered. This is me. The makeup is so good. Xiaoyuer smiled happily. Her fairy-style makeup, inspired by the Flying Flower Palace, was very popular in the virtual world. All the staff in this shop were puppets controlled by Xiaoyuer. Basically, she did all the makeup herself. She felt very proud. She never expected that in just a short time, she could earn 11 copper coins, which she could exchange for faith power at night. Xiaoyuer tightly held the copper coins in her hand, feeling motivated. This was just the beginning. If what the senior said was true, their business would only get better in the future. The 5 tourists and everyone watching the live stream also found this unbelievable. Until they left the shop dressed up, the owner didn't even suggest they buy additional photo packages. Damn it, what is this pricing? Is this the 1990s? It's the 90s, and the scenic area didn't have so many activities back then. Extra charges for eyelash extensions, photos, editing? There are no extra charges at all. Does this scenic area really exist? Give me the address. I need the address. After being scammed many times, when they finally met a place that wasn't cheating, Yu Yang and the others felt nervous and even a little scared. Maybe we should go exchange some more coins, Yu Yang tentatively suggested. The scenic area was so honest that they were worried the owner might go bankrupt if they spent too much. That's not a bad idea. Zhou Shan adjusted his collar. You can tell if the clothes are good once you wear them. Not only do they fit well, but the fabric is breathable and not hot at all. With this quality, other places would probably charge 200 or 300 yuan a day for rental. Wang Boyu was busy taking photos and posting frequently in the family group chat. Handsome or not? Guess where this is? Wow, you guys have never been here. It's really worth it. Tomorrow, my friends and I will come here. It's so awesome. Amazing. Ji Xiang pushed up his glasses. He was wearing a scholar's outfit and looked at the old-fashioned buildings in the park. This place is quite interesting. However, after half an hour, Linbo looked at a few college students and then left. They all added 200 yuan, took 40 game tokens, and went away. The game tokens are not cheap, but the park offers good value for money. Meanwhile, in Lele's live stream, the comments were buzzing. Wow, I'm right at Shuling Mountain. I'll come down soon. Almost 10 yuan for a ticket, costumes, and still have money to play games? I don't believe there's no secret place in the capital. Boss, build one. So close and beautiful, boss. Come to Jiangbei. No wonder the park almost shut down. It's so considerate. If he doesn't shut down, who will? No disrespect to the boss. Locals don't even know. What? At Shuling Cultural Tourism, what are you doing? It's still a trial operation. When it officially opens, the prices might go up. Don't worry, let's wait and see. How can there be such a good place? I don't believe there's a park without problems. Don't worry, let's take our time. Looks like there's an NPC over there. Along the ancient street, both sides are small buildings in the style of the Ming and Qing dynasties. After walking about 200 meters, a red banner with big iron characters is hung on a bamboo pole. Lele walked over. It was a blacksmith shop. Before entering, he heard the sound of metal being hammered. At the request of the viewers, Lele went inside. He peeked in and saw several furnaces, an anvil, and a bellows, all in place. A burly man with a beard, half naked, was standing next to the outermost furnace. He held a red-hot iron sword in one hand and placed it on the anvil. He raised a large hammer, which looked heavy. Using his waist and back for strength, he swung the hammer with big, powerful strokes, sparks flying with each hit. His strikes were fast and accurate, each one stronger than the last. He quickly shaped the sword. He didn't stop. He switched to a smaller hammer, dipped it in water, and continued hammering the sword while cooling it. In just a few moments, he finished. He lifted the sword and plunged it into a nearby quenching pool. With a sizzling sound, the sword was cooled. At this point, the comments in the live stream became even more excited. Wow, what did I just see? A sword-making competition? Amazing. So cool. I really want him to hit something with his own hands. What's with the overly submissive person upstairs? Just watching the excitement, but no abs to see. You don't know how terrifying the muscle-packed body is. If he makes a move, you probably can't take a punch. In ancient times, he'd be a fierce general. Tai Xuanji wiped his sweat, turned his head, and suddenly noticed a girl standing at the door whom he had never seen before. He panicked. She must be a visitor. A visitor who can earn merit. His guest was left aside, which was quite rude. It's only because the spiritual energy in the secret realm is so rich that he accidentally got absorbed into it. A few days ago, at Lin Bo's request, he had been forging many swords and small items. During the process, he faintly felt his mind becoming clearer. If possible, he could forge here day and night without sleep. Tai Xuanji hurriedly put the swords and hammers aside, and his sharp sword aura suddenly diminished. The muscle-like magic disappeared completely. He smiled honestly, looking a bit like a cartoonish fireball. Sorry, I didn't see the distinguished guest just now. We sell souvenirs here, and you can also forge charms or swords yourself. Lele was stunned at the door, then snapped back to reality. I'll take a look first. Tai Xuanji scratched his head. Having never done business before, he felt a bit awkward and unsure how to serve. He pointed inside the shop. Feel free to look around and choose whatever you like. Lele held up her phone, leading everyone to browse inside. On a table near the door, there were various pendants, but the materials weren't clear. The patterns on them were quite beautiful. Lele picked up a pendant with a hint of silver, its intricate design shining. She asked, "Boss, how much for this?" Tai Xuanji chuckled, 1 copper coin. The pattern can ward off evil and keep you safe. So cheap? Lele's eyes widened. She didn't believe in the functions, but handmade crafts only cost 5 yuan? What kind of 5 yuan scenic spot is this? The live stream viewers increased from 200 to 500, and a string of exclamation marks floated across the comments. Add a magnet. It would look nice as a fridge magnet. Can the host buy things on behalf of viewers? Looking for a shopping agent. Streamer hanging out. Tai Xuanji looked at the customer's expression and felt a bit guilty. Maybe it was because the price was too high, even though these materials weren't expensive and were actually leftover waste from his failed crafts. He chopped the materials into small pieces, mixed them with ordinary iron, and processed them again at the scenic area, carving some protective symbols. He was hesitant to sell this, feeling a bit embarrassed. The original price was 4 coins for 4 pieces. But Boss Lin said no, and forced him to lower the price. Just as he was about to suggest a cheaper price, the girl turned around and smiled at him. "Give me 10. Tai Xuanji was overjoyed. "Sure. I'll pack them for you." Lele held the newly bought items and turned on the front camera. He showed the camera and said, "I've bought everything for everyone. Please click follow and join the fan group. After the stream, I'll draw some gifts for the fans. Let's see what else we have." Before he finished, a message suddenly appeared on the screen. Can't the streamer do some forging before leaving? Lele pretended not to see it and answered other viewers' questions with a smile. What a joke, he was dressed so nicely today. Forge? Are you joking with me? But unexpectedly, more and more people in the chat started mentioning Forge, and some even began sending gifts. The gifts weren't big, but the atmosphere started to heat up. Lele didn't know whether to stay or go, so he just laughed it off. Are you guys really willing to let the streamer forge? At that moment, a shiny account with the ID Rich Brother entered and sent a big gift called a carnival. Lele watched the special effects on the screen excitedly. Holding the gift he just received, he winked at the camera. Thanks, big brother. Wishing you prosperity. Send me your address in the back end, and I'll send you a gift. Rich Brother, forge, 10 carnivals. Lele clenched his teeth and forced a smile. All right, big brother has money, and if he says forge, then forge. Can't argue with money. At the scenic area ticket office, Linbo saw more visitors arriving, quickly turned off his phone, and smiled confidently. He had just posted a message saying want to see the streamer forge, and then sent a few small hearts to keep the rhythm. He didn't expect to actually attract a real big spender. The streamer, keep working hard. I can only help you this much. Are you having trouble with money? Wang Lele turned to ask the shop owner, how much does it cost to try blacksmithing here? 1 copper coin can make a protective charm, and 3 coins can try forging your own weapon. It's just for the materials, no time limit. Once you're done, you can take your items. Is it also 5 yuan? Are you saying I can forge here for just 5 yuan, with no time limit? And at such high temperatures, isn't that dangerous? Upstairs, if you're afraid of danger, don't play. Iron Xuanji used pliers to hold a red-hot iron block, raised a small hammer about the size of a fist, and struck a few times, creating a small pendant. He showed Lele. See, it's very simple. Then he heated a piece of iron for Lele and pointed to a nearby table. After you finish, you can carve a pattern on it yourself. The road to immortality is tough, but with this token, it can protect you. Lele watched Iron Xuanji's operation and relaxed. It didn't look hard. Confidently, she picked up the small hammer Iron Xuanji had set down. Suddenly, her shoulders sank heavily, almost dropping her to the ground. It's not big, but why is it so heavy? But for the show, Lele didn't change the hammer. She set up her phone and tied her sleeve with a rope. She used all her strength, raised the hammer high, and struck down. Carnival, race car, big airplane. The special effects on the screen responded with sounds. A few hundred for 1 strike. What a round of hits. Beautiful clothes, pretty girls, rolling up sleeves to forge. For a moment, Wang Lele's live stream shot up the entertainment charts. Send gifts. The top 10 will get a handmade souvenir from the host. Wang Lele enthusiastically hammered one after another. She was completely hooked on the blacksmith shop by the gifts. Meanwhile, Yu Yang and his roommates divided the exchanged game coins and headed back to town. Just as they were about to walk down the main street, they suddenly spotted a small path leading to the riverbank. Zhou Shan, with sharp eyes, saw a banner under the willow trees by the river that read, Daily Fortune. Zhou Shan thought about his bad luck with water today and figured he probably wouldn't make it to Shuling Mountain. No matter if it's lucky or not, this place isn't expensive. He decided to try a fortune-telling. Some things are better kept from my roommates. I cleared my throat and made up a simple excuse. The NPCs at this scenic spot seem to have a story. Since the 4 of us are working together, it's too slow. It's better to split up and gather clues separately. That makes sense. From what that girl said earlier, there are activities here tonight. Yu Yang nodded. I'll go find Yuan Bao. Seeing that everyone was watching him, Ji Ziming smiled. Why are you looking at me? Let's just decide. At noon, we'll meet in the town center to compare clues. We agreed and then split up. Zhou Shan headed straight to the fortune-telling stall by the river. The stall was simple, with an old man with a white beard sitting behind it, looking quite wise and mysterious. Zhou Shan sat down and stretched out a hand. Master, can you help me take a look? Huwanli looked at the young man and waved his hand. No need for that. 1 coin per matter, honest and fair. Zhou Shan took out a coin and placed it on the table. Lately, my shoulders feel heavy. My luck has been bad. Things keep disappearing for no reason, and I got a small injury. More importantly, he lowered his head and pushed his hair aside, revealing a nearly bald patch in the middle. Last week, I suddenly started losing hair. I went to the hospital, but they said I need a hair transplant. I'm only 22. Huwanli pinched his fingers. No big problem. Sit still. He picked up a branch nearby, dipped it in water, and gently tapped Zhou Shan's body. Suddenly, Zhou Shan felt much more comfortable. I can clear your blockages now, but if you want to stay safe and healthy long-term, you need a few things. Go find them. Zhou Shan immediately listened carefully. Huwanli handed him a note with 7 locations marked on it, spread across different parts of Wenjin town. Once you've gathered everything, come back and find me. Zhou Shan took the note and hurried off. Hu Wanli put away the coin, coughed several times, and Yi Xingtian appeared out of nowhere, handing him a cup of tea. The guest just now didn't seem to have any evil spirits on him. Hu Wanli rolled his eyes at Yi Xingtian. There aren't that many evil spirits. It's just from staying up late and not resting well. Blood flow gets blocked, thoughts become scattered, and things naturally go wrong. Today, I cleared his meridians. If he runs around all day and then goes home to sleep well, he'll be fine. Master, a true nascent soul cultivator, actually behaving like a street performer at the scenic spot. Yi Xingtian didn't have time to say anything. Hu Wanli suddenly remembered something, glared at him, and raised the banner beside him. Young kid, who gave you permission to slack off here? Are the evening performances ready? Since you've received such kindness from a master, if you don't perform well, I'll personally break your legs. Master, don't hit me. I'll go right now. Hu Wanli watched Yi Xingtian hurriedly leave. This kid earns about 40 yuan in spiritual power daily. Tonight, he has to work overtime and will get extra pay. Everyone in the secret realm envies him, and he still dares to slack off. Doesn't he see that I'm still trying to find ways to earn more? There are only 3 shops, but Elder Lin said they could set up stalls. He stays here waiting for customers, while sending disciples to various spots to do tasks. Some tasks are easy, some are hard. To complete them all, you need to spend some copper coins. Hu Wanli feels the rich spiritual energy in the secret realm. Staying here is already good enough. As for other things, he'll think about them later. When Zhou Shan started walking more steps in the scenic area, the remaining 3 in the dormitory also split up. Wang Boyu still went straight to the blacksmith shop. As soon as he entered, he noticed the wall full of swords and Wang Lele frantically working in the corner. There's a task. Are these swords for sale? Wang Boyu pointed at the swords on the wall behind Tai Xuanji and asked cautiously. Tai Xuanji stopped his work. Of course not. These swords are all custom-made. Although these swords are for performances, they are genuine spiritual swords. Ordinary people can't control them. Wang Boyu's eyes lit up. I heard there's a ritual tonight to open the way to immortality. Could these swords be used? Tai Xuanji's eyes flashed. Remembering the task the boss mentioned earlier, he blurted out, Stranger, this is dangerous. I can't help you, but if you really like swords, you can make one yourself. The task prompt appeared. Wang Boyu handed over some copper coins to Tai Xuanji and eagerly stepped onto the forge. Let's get started. Tai Xuanji looked at the young man, who started forging without hesitation. Then he looked at Wang Lele, who was already exhausted, clearly shouting, Brothers, I can't do it anymore. Stop sending gifts. Stop already. But his body still faithfully kept working at the forge. It is known that in the Sky Void realm, forging techniques prefer to melt materials into a liquid form and then use spiritual awareness to directly shape the object, considering traditional forging methods too rough. Because I excel at forging, I was excluded. I didn't expect there to be so many like-minded people here. Iron Mystery was overwhelmed with tears of joy. Great. This is wonderful. Iron Mystery felt happy inside, thinking about the rehearsal from a few days ago. Now, a little tired is okay. When these people see tonight's performance, they will definitely be satisfied. Ji Ziming and Wang Boyu parted at the blacksmith shop entrance and headed toward different alleys. But as they walked, something fell off. A faint mist appeared around them. In the alley, a small archway appeared. It had the words, Questioning Heart Road, written on it. Hanging on the archway was a couplet. Step by step, face your trials. The path is under your feet. Do not ask about the sky. A cold voice sounded. This road is blocked. You can leave now if you want. There is still a way back. Continue forward, and the future is uncertain. Do you still want to go on? Ji Ziming frowned. The phrase, the future is uncertain, matched his situation perfectly. Judging by the scene, it seems like a maze or some kind of amusement attraction, pretending to be mysterious, but he still wanted to go ahead. Ji Ziming took a big step forward. Suddenly, the previous voice echoed softly. Just go ahead, don't look back. Ji Ziming pursed his lips and looked at the increasingly thick fog ahead. He took a deep breath and walked straight in, disappearing into the dense mist. Immediately, countless strange and terrifying images surrounded him. Shadows flickered all around. Ji Ziming clenched his lips, steeling himself not to look back. This attraction, Wang Boyu should like it. When I get out, I must throw him in here. But after a while, the shadows retreated. The surroundings became extremely quiet, as silent as a pin dropping. Clearly, in the silence, an old, gentle voice called out. Mingming, walk slowly, don't fall. Ji Ziming paused. That voice. It couldn't be. Mingming has grown up. Grandma can't keep up with Mingming anymore. Ji Ziming finally couldn't hold back and turned around suddenly. Grandma? She smiled. Mingming, stay healthy and happy. Grandma will be happy too. Her figure gradually disappeared. Ji Ziming's eyes suddenly filled with tears. He was raised by his grandmother since he was a child. That summer, when the college entrance exam was approaching, his grandmother passed away. To avoid affecting his exam, no one told him. After he finished the exam, his grandmother had already been buried. He still wanted to talk to her one more time. But the scene suddenly disappeared, leaving only a small red box, and a clear voice sounded again. Challenge failed. You can choose to start over with 1 copper coin, or leave immediately with 2 coins. I want to try again, Ji Ziming said, holding a copper coin, taking out another coin, and dropping it into the red box. He looked firmly in the direction of the voice. Mist appeared again. Beyond the fog, Gao Mingfeng was sitting in a small, unremarkable shop. This was the last shop rented by the Tianqing Gate, because they had no money left. The shop was small and in a remote location, at the end of an alley in Wenxian town, beyond which was the mountains. When everyone was worried about how to run their business, Gao Mingfeng suggested, what if we simplify the Tianqing Gate's entrance test, the Xinxin array, and bring it here? It might be quite interesting, right? Now he was a bit worried it might be too difficult and scare away visitors. Ji Ziming moved forward, and the same voice appeared as before. This time, Ji Ziming didn't leave immediately. Instead, he turned around and smiled brightly at the shadow. His grandmother looked relieved. The scene disappeared, and the merit box reappeared. Ji Ziming dropped another coin inside. This time, his grandmother didn't appear again. The heavy burden he had carried for years seemed to loosen a little. Ji Ziming continued forward. One by one, classmates, teachers, and family members from his growth appeared, and he said goodbye to each of them. Until the very last moment, the surroundings turned into an exam room, with a test paper in front of him. He looked at each question on the paper, pondering over them repeatedly in his mind. I should have done it differently back then. I shouldn't have checked and changed this question. Just 2 points short. 2 points away from getting into his dream school. The sound of writing filled the room. Ji Ziming raised his pen, then put it down again. It was all fake. It was in the past. Was there someone waiting for him? Ji Ziming stood up. The invigilator, surprised, grabbed him. Student, what are you doing? You can't just walk around. Ji Ziming quickly stepped out of the exam room with big strides. Life is more than just an exam. It's time to let go and move forward. When he spent his 8th coin, he finally saw through the fog. Ji Ziming found himself standing in front of a small shop. Inside, a man with a well-read face sat, but he was in a wheelchair and unable to walk. Was that hypnosis just now? Ji Ziming swallowed hard. Everything felt so real. Whatever you think it is, that's what it is, the man said with a gentle smile, pushing an envelope toward him. Since you can see through the fog and meet me, it means you have a special connection. If you want, you can join our ceremony. Ji Ziming opened the envelope, which contained a compass pendant and an invitation card. At 8 p.m., in front of the fairy ruins, Wulong Beach, he didn't have time to think about whether the fog was caused by hypnosis or something else. His heart was excited. There really was a hidden event. As the time approached, he headed to the town center to meet others. At the meeting spot, he only saw Wang Boyu and Zhou Shan. Yang was missing. How did it go? Did you find Yuan Bao? Zhou Shan asked. No, but I forged a sword at the blacksmith shop. Their ceremony might be related to swords. I can disguise myself as a sword master to get in. Wang Boyu suddenly remembered Yuan Bao. Working with metal made people focus so easily. He was completely absorbed. Zhou Shan took out a peace talisman folded into a triangle. I met an old fortune teller by the river who also exorcised evil. I have to say he's got some skills, but his tasks are too scattered and complicated. After I finished everything, he gave me a protective charm and told me to keep it. He said if I go north, I'll find good luck. I received a letter inviting me to an event at Wulong Beach in front of the fairy ruins. Deepening took out the envelope. All the clues matched. The three of them looked northward. At the edge of the ancient town, in the distance, there seemed to be a tall, old-style building, but it was hard to see clearly. Suddenly, they all felt nervous and got goosebumps. Wow, it must be there. If someone wants to experience all the stories alone, they probably can't finish in a day. Gurgle. Wang Boyu's stomach suddenly growled loudly. Seeing the others' surprised looks, he blushed. What are you looking at? I've been working with iron for 2 hours. This scenic spot is great, but there's nowhere to get something to eat. Ji Ziming took a bag of cookies from his bag. Let's have a snack first. Where's that kid Yangyu? Why hasn't he come over yet? The three of them looked at each other, chatting happily, and they actually forgot about him. At that moment, Zhou Shan's phone rang. Brothers, come help me. I'm trapped here. The three of them hurried toward the place Yangyu mentioned. When they arrived at the shop, they saw outside a wooden cage, like the ones in TV shows during parades. Yangyu was inside, looking very upset. Huh, how did you end up locking yourself in? Wang Boyu didn't rush to help. He started laughing loudly, like a weightlifter, and took out his phone to take some fun photos of the scene. After taking a solo shot of Yangyu, he also took group photos of the other friends. Hey, you guys are really something. First, figure out how to open the lock. Yangyu's face was turning red with embarrassment. A shop assistant dressed as a clerk came out. Welcome. This is the Lubon lock challenge. It costs 1 copper coin to join. There are 10 Lubon locks. If you can open as many as possible in 10 minutes, you can take them. You can pay more coins to extend your time. This guest has reached the last lock. If he can get out of the cage, he will win a mystery prize. Yangyu looked frustrated. I was just passing by, hoping to see if there was a treasure inside that box. It's not that simple, Zhou Shan complained. Wang Boyu stepped forward. All right, let's try to help him out first. Let's see if we can open it. Sorry, but only those participating in the challenge can try, the shopkeeper said. Can we challenge together? Wang Boyu asked. Wang Ban thought for a moment. It's not impossible. Soon after, everyone was locked inside Yangyu's cage. Are you crazy? I called you to help me, and now you come in too. Wang Boyu handed his phone to the shopkeeper. Boss, let's take a group photo together. Huh? Wang Ban took the box-like object from the shopkeeper. He had seen it before, but taking a photo, what's that for? Seeing Wang Ban's confused expression, Wang Boyu couldn't help but admire him inwardly. Impressive. The actors in this scenic spot have a strong sense of belief. They even managed to act out the idea that a paradise like this wouldn't use phones. They hurriedly directed each other, saying, "Point here." Wang Ban hesitated and took a photo. Suddenly, the scene in front of them was captured clearly on the magical device, and he secretly admired it. What a good tool. Stop taking pictures. Hurry up and unlock it. Yu Yang was losing his patience. He had been locked in here for half an hour. His friends were busy taking photos instead of helping. After half an hour of effort, they finally unlocked the Lubon lock and received a small token shaped like a gold ingot. Each person also got a free blind box of Lubon locks. Please keep it safe. If the ritual goes well, this could be useful, Wang Ban said as he saw off the visitors. During their time here, they had 3 chances to try again, plus 1 Yu Yang paid for himself, spending a total of 18 copper coins. When Yu Yang came out, he looked dazed. The shop owner, smiling happily, handed them another price list. That was just the beginner level. Our other levels are more difficult, but the rewards are better. The group hesitated and said, "We're done playing." Really, we're done. Wang Ban wasn't disappointed. Just a few small wooden crafts could exchange for so many spirit stones, something he wouldn't even dare to dream of in the heavenly void realm. Wooden crafts were a hobby he developed after his father's realm couldn't improve. Boss Lin said they could make money from it, and he couldn't believe it. He just didn't understand why. Even though his family name was Wang, the boss insisted on calling it Lubon Lock. Wang Ban stroked his chin. Who cares? As long as it makes money. Leaving the Lubon Lock shop, the 4 of them from dormitory 304 strolled leisurely northward, waiting for the evening activity. Yu Yang raised his token to take a photo and said, "This is pretty interesting. Even if I didn't find a real gold ingot, it was worth it." Wang Boyu looked at the distant hills through the photo and suddenly brightened. Gold ingots? Who said they have to be real objects? Isn't that a gold ingot right there? At that moment, the mountain seemed to emit a faint golden glow. Wow, special effects? Yu Yang was shocked and quickly pressed the shutter to capture the scene. Lin Bo's voice sounded in his ear with a prompt. Congratulations. Tourist ID 032-5003 found the first gold ingot. You earned a prize of 100,000, and your task progress is 1 out of 10. Did they really find it? He swallowed hard and started the park broadcast. Congratulations to visitor number 032-5003, who was the first to find the lost gold ingot of the god of wealth and wins a prize of 5,000 yuan. Please gather at Wulong Beach. After the show, visitors who complete the hidden task will receive their reward. The 4 young men looked at each other in surprise. Did we win? It's that easy. In the blacksmith shop and Lele's live stream, the comments also became lively. Did you hear that? What did the broadcast just say? The prize is real. Stop hammering. Go check it out. There's a show tonight? Are there really so many ways to spend 9.9 yuan for tickets? We've been watching people hammer all day. That's a great deal. You can rent a costume at the park for 5 yuan, but elsewhere, hammering costs 299 yuan an hour. The streamer hammered all day and only spent 100 yuan. Seeing the comments, Wang Lele got frustrated. Finally, you remember there are other activities in the park? She felt relieved. Her arms had never been this sore before. If she kept going, she'd be exhausted. But then she thought about the gifts she received today. It was worth the tiredness. Let's go out and get ready to watch the show. The charms I made today will be sent to the big brothers who send gifts. Remember to message me your address. Lele put away her handmade charm and raised her selfie stick, ready to go outside. Why is the live stream so shaky? Is the host having tremors? Wang Lele smiled politely. You hammer all day, and you're shaking too. Just as she reached the door, she saw Iron Mystery waiting seriously and called out to her. Fairy, wait a moment. Lele turned around happily. What? He called me a fairy? That's a bit embarrassing. Iron Mystery handed her a sword. You have incredible willpower and a pure love for blacksmithing. You can join our ceremony at Wulong Beach. Please don't tell anyone else. The comments in the live chat exploded. Wow, hidden storyline. Did this blacksmith give anything to others before? It seems a young man made a sword himself earlier. Can it be given away? They're not even watching how much the host has hammered. Look at the pattern on the sword. It's definitely forged from steel with hundreds of hits. The streamer is really earning. Hammered for a whole day and still got a gift. What scenic spot is this? I'll come right away. I'll be there soon. Sincerity is the strongest weapon. Lele took the sword and was so touched that she forgot about her shoulder pain. Tomorrow, I'll come again. It's a deal. Iron Xuanji watched Lele's departing figure, feeling emotional. People here, though all human, truly have pure love and strong willpower. No wonder they have such powerful faith and determination. At 6 p.m., people started gathering at Wulong Beach in the scenic area. Linbo checked the ticket system. Thanks to Lele's live stream, many locals came in the afternoon, over 200 people in total. They earned more than 2,000 yuan from tickets and sold over 1,000 game coins, totaling nearly 4,000 yuan. Getting this result on the first day was very good, Linbo thought. The park stopped allowing visitors after 5:30 p.m. Linbo packed up his things and headed into the scenic area. Whether they could become famous overnight depended on tonight's performance. He had to be there at the key moment. Linbo sneaked to Wulong Beach as it got darker. The moon rose over the distant mountains, hanging on the treetops. While the audience was feeling bored, someone asked, "What kind of show is this? Does it feel very quiet around here? Where did all the NPCs go? This place is a bit scary." It was 7 p.m. Suddenly, a melodious bell sounded from afar. With the bell, the river water gradually receded, revealing a sandy beach covered with white pebbles. The pebbles shimmered softly under the moonlight. Look at the beach. The water is going down. Yu Yang shouted in surprise. It's starting. This part can be accompanied by Shang Wenjia's Heaven's Question or the Tsuzi Question's Heaven from the Dragon Boat Festival night. Drum beats echoed through the sky. Bang, bang, bang. A row of young people in loose white robes, barefoot, holding swords, stepped onto the scene. They moved in rhythm with the drums, walking on the water, dancing neatly, and singing. Since ancient times, who has passed down the way? Before form was created, how could it be examined? As they asked questions, their voices grew louder and echoed through the valley. Who can reach the depths of darkness? Feng Yiwei's image, how can we recognize it? It feels as if the whole world is responding to their questions. Clearly hidden, what is the purpose? Yin and Yang combined. What is the origin and transformation? The questioning continues, gradually lowering in tone. It sounds like a humming coming from deep inside the chest. Kumiai. It's Kumiai. Like a sound coming from the brain. So mesmerizing, Wang Boyu exclaims, but immediately is covered by Ji Ziming's hand. Quiet now, don't make noise. Amid the ongoing questions, an elder steps forward from the water, standing in the center of the stage, illuminated by light. His cane taps on the sand, causing the ground to shake with each strike. The young men follow his steps, surrounding him, drawing swords, water splashing everywhere. Wang Lele holds up her phone, captivated by the scene before her, no longer speaking. The rare silence of the comments section seems to be watching intently. The sword dance grows more intense. The swordsmen use their swords to draw water, raising their hands. Water spheres flying into the air, shattered by the swords. Boom. Water splashes explode, turning into bright, golden sparks in midair. A cascade of waterfalls and shooting stars suddenly burst forth. At this moment, the singing reaches its climax. Beyond the 9 heavens, what is the resting place? In the corners, how many are there? Who knows their number? What is the sky's pace? Are the 12 divisions separate? Where do the sun and moon belong? Are the stars arranged? It seems to echo the questions as silver flowers dance around. In the water and sky, a shimmering galaxy appears. In this grand scene, everyone feels a bit dazed. Ji Ziming murmurs, knowing the brilliance beyond the sky. How can one be trapped in the mortal world? The road is long and distant. I will seek and explore. The elder raises his staff. Open the path to heaven. Forge the ladder to the sky. Amid the fireworks and silver flowers, the sword in the dancer's hand slips out, flying into the air, splitting into several pieces, yet connecting into a long ladder reaching the sky. Everyone, help me. Let's fly to the sky. A young boy, holding a sword glowing with fire, rushes out from the crowd, stepping onto the ladder, quickly climbing upward. The crowd gasps. Is this special effects? Is that the handsome guy from the promotional video? There's no way they're doing real effects on site. Probably wires. Those swords are probably tied up beforehand. Someone analyzes. Using wires and climbing a soft ladder. Pretty impressive. I can't even imagine how strong that guy's waist is. No, this isn't special effects. Wow, my sword just flew out too. Someone in the crowd shouted excitedly. Wang Boyu is very excited now. His sword is gone. It just flew out. Could there be some hidden mechanism inside that sword? Wang Lele and everyone watching the live stream are going crazy. The host's sword just flew out. Really? Is it remote controlled? What remote control? Did they install a drone inside the sword? Wow, how did they do it? Forget it, just watch. Amazing, so impressive. This ticket only costs 9.9 yuan, and it's a great deal. The young man steps on a ladder made of swords, soaring upward. It feels like he's the only one in the world. He looks toward the distant heavenly palace. He swings his sword, sparks flying everywhere. A rain of fire falls from the sky. What is this? This is so beautiful. Linbo watches the fireworks, smiling nostalgically. When he learned that the swordsmanship of real cultivators isn't as flashy as in cartoons, he felt disappointed. But Yi Xingtian's sword was improved. The tip was hollowed out and filled with glowing charcoal. The dancing sparks are a nearly lost traditional craft. Today, let's have a fiery feast. Look behind you. A viewer exclaims, pointing at the fireworks in the sky. As the sparks explode, the buildings behind seem to be lit up. The old buildings seen from afar during the day suddenly shine brightly. It looks like a fairyland. This is a fairyland. A fairyland. What the heck is this? This small scenic area is full of things I've never seen before. It's projection, probably laser projection. The young man on the ladder seems to see hope and leaps toward the fairyland. Sparks swirl around him, like a dragon lifting him into the sky. And just as he reaches out with firelight to grab the fairyland, the ladder collapses. The fairyland suddenly dims. Everyone holds their breath unconsciously. The boy's eyes lose their light. He tries to grab something. But in the end, he only catches emptiness. Exhausted, he falls. No. The audience gasps in shock. The boy's feelings of despair seem to also pass to their hearts. With a loud snap, the boy, like a bird with broken wings, fell into the water. Failed. Everyone's hearts were moved. A huge paper puppet floated up from the water, holding the just drowned boy. The boy slowly woke up, lifting his body little by little on the puppet, then raising his sword and dancing. Ancient songs played again, this time with a longer tune, as if praising brave heroes. Since the beginning of time, who has passed down the way. Before form was created, how could it be understood? For thousands of years, people have never stopped exploring, seeking the unknown and distant places. The boy's sword dance froze at the moment he looked up at the stars. A long sword, but also truly beautiful. Linbo slowly walked to the center of the stage, bowing deeply to the audience. Thank you all for your help. Unfortunately, our strength is still not enough. The attempt to open the way to the fairy world in Qianxian town has failed again. But for hundreds of years, they have never given up. Holding two swords, Linbo slowly entered the crowd, returning the swords to Wang Boyu and Wang Lele. Thanks to all the young heroes for your help. With everyone's support, I believe one day we will walk the sky again. Then he turned to Yu Yang, handing him the prize money. This brave guest, thank you for helping us find our lost treasure. Please accept this small gift. Yu Yang took the red envelope in a daze, feeling its thickness. This is 5,000 yuan, truly given. Please, everyone, continue to help us in the future. As soon as he finished speaking, the actors bowed deeply and slowly stepped back, saying goodbye to the audience. The stage was covered again by the river water. The performance was over. The audience still wanted more. Was everything just real? We could all participate in the show. Is 9.9 real? The boss must be crazy. Ji Ziming looked at the talisman in his hand. If the sword can be used, then the talisman and Lubon lock should work too. It's just that the story didn't push that part. Future shows should be unlockable based on visitors' actions. Too powerful, really too powerful. Let's come back tomorrow. Each of us will get a sword. Then we'll keep looking for the gold ingots, Yu Yang said, looking at the red envelope. It's on me. Outside the scenic area, there was a person looking lost in thought. It was Liu Mo, who had just arrived. Did he just see a hallucination? Even outside the park, he could see the sky ladder reaching into the sky, the fire dragons blooming in midair, and a fairyland that looked like a mirage. He stood on top of the car, holding a hurriedly taken camera. He was feeling overwhelmed. Wow, what did I just miss? Will there be another chance tomorrow? If there is such an event, why didn't Linbo invite him? It's only been a few days, and Linbo has already made the scene at the park so grand. Is there no justice? Broken Handsome Guy.jpg here is a high-resolution image of Yi Xingtian falling from the sky. Wow. Share the scenic spot location. I'm ready to go. Is that ruined building in the background the new dungeon? I want to visit. How can I get there? There are more quests. Follow me for the full quest summary. People from Shu, come out and tell us. Are you eating so well without sharing? We don't know either. At Shu Province Culture and Tourism, come out and speak. I just want to say, isn't the singing in the middle very moving? What is that? So impressive. Linbo looked at the comments and smiled. The excerpt from Chu Yuan's Tian 1 is really impressive. The history of this world has been biased since the time of King Zhou of Shang. Many historical figures from previous lives are missing from the long river of history. So Linbo boldly used creative ideas and passionate storytelling. As Linbo scrolled through, he was surprised to see that someone had already started updating notes and guides for the scenic spots. Is it that efficient? Today's results are good. Linbo closed his phone, gathered everyone, and gave a summary. Today is the first day of opening. Business isn't great yet, but it's better than expected. Keep up the good work. Most visitors rented clothes from Xiaoyuer. Many also chose additional services. Today, Xiaoyuer earned 150 copper coins. Linbo took a 20% commission, giving her 120 yuan. Xiaoyuer looked at the increasing spiritual power in her jade badge and felt a bit dazed. Just one day? So much in just one day? And business isn't bad? Xiaoyuer swallowed hard and looked at Yi Xingtian beside her. Yesterday, she was envious of Brother Yi. Now she feels sorry for him. According to the boss, workers like Brother Yi are called laborers. Poor workers. Today, Her income nearly surpassed what he earned in 3 days of work. The boss was right. Who knew that ordinary clothes would be so popular here? The blacksmith shop earned over 50 copper coins, with more than 20 contributed by Lele. Not many people like blacksmithing. Most just bought small accessories. That earned about 45 yuan. Iron Hidden Heart is very satisfied. Today, he earned enough power and also met like-minded friends. Very good, very good. The small team led by Hu Wanli collected a total of 200 copper coins, but there were many people sharing the rewards. Gao Mingfeng's business was simple, just waiting for rabbits, and earned only about 30 coins. Wang Ban sighed, because the threshold was low, and with each challenge, he could win prizes and take them away. Many people spent money on upgrades, surprisingly becoming dark horses. In just one day, he earned 250 coins, making him the highest earner in the group. Wang Ban was a bit stunned. In one day, he earned 250 spirit stones. After deducting the commission, it was exactly 200. At this rate, he could pay off his debt in just over 200 days. Forget changing his family's traditional craft name. He could even call himself Lubon. Once he paid off the deposit, everything else was his. In the past, he wouldn't even dare to think about it. I'll exchange everything for spirit stones to pay off my debt. The people from Tianxin Gate choked on their saliva and coughed violently at this reckless move. Such wastefulness. Didn't we say you have faith and power? You can exchange some first to improve your strength. Hu Wanli couldn't help but remind him. You can choose to keep a little on you. Lin Bo's gaze fell on Wang Ban. Wang Ban smiled honestly. The secret realm is good. I don't need to go out. I'll pay everything back first. The sooner, the better, so I can feel at ease. Lin Bo nodded. This lone cultivator was too honest. He earned the exchange rate and took a little cut. Ahem, a bit embarrassed. In the future, he should take care of him more. With more people, business will be better. Hu Wanli looked at Lin Bo's satisfied expression and secretly glanced at Wang Ban. He sneered inwardly. This kid really knows how to please his seniors. Lin, the shrewd merchant Bo, looked at everyone from Tianxin Gate. Everyone did very well today. More people will come tomorrow. Rest early, cultivate well, and prepare for tomorrow's performance. He dismissed everyone, who went back to practice. Lin Bo returned to his room and started checking the system data. The business income wasn't much. Early bird tickets were cheap to begin with. Once prices return to normal, it will be better. The real big income will come from visitors spending inside the park and from investment promotions. An even more valuable aspect is the good reputation gained through affordable prices, along with the resulting prestige benefits. Today, the positive reviews increased to 2.5 stars, and the reputation from visitors entering the park reached 500. Plus, thanks to online shares and likes, we gained over 1,000 reputation points today. At this rate, it won't be long before the reputation of Jian Xian Lu is enough. Remember, that broken building cost 200 million yuan to build only halfway. Where could he find another 200 million? Fortunately, there is a system. People online are worried he might lose money. He might not have made a profit, but he definitely won't lose money. The only problem is that the scenic area still needs a place to eat. After all, everyone in the park except himself and old Zhang is a practicing monk who avoids eating. Not to mention eating, these people don't even drink water while working. They are like the best of the best among animals. But visitors still need to eat. Lin Bo noticed that the positive reviews on the platform had reached 40. At this rate, he might be able to hire more staff tomorrow. It would be great to find a cook, but he can't really let the lovely visitors go hungry. The next morning, Lin Bo drove the only remaining company vehicle, a Wuling Hongguang, to town. He bought some bottled water, instant noodles, sausages, tea leaves, and a hot water kettle. He told Yi Xingtian, I'll set up a small area by the creek. You can bring some tables and chairs to set up a tea stall. During the day, you can sell water and snacks. If you sell a lot, I'll give you a commission. Really? Yi Xingtian looked surprised and happy. Yesterday, seeing his fellow disciples earn merit points made him happy. But suddenly, he felt that as an employee, he seemed to have no room for growth. His enthusiasm for work was quite discouraged. He didn't expect the boss to arrange a new job for him the next day to help him generate income. How thoughtful of a boss to consider his employees this way. But how do I sell these things? Yi Xingtian looked at the unfamiliar items in front of him with curiosity. The water was in transparent bottles. He had never seen these bottles before and wondered if they were expensive. Linbo took out a bottle of water, some instant noodles, and sausages. These 3 items, 2 cents each. You're boiling water. If someone needs to make instant noodles or tea, you can help them. Those eating or drinking can sit down. Is a cup of tea 1 copper coin? The remaining water can be stored nearby, 2 bottles for 1 coin. Yi Xingtian thought to himself, this is really good stuff, not cheap at all. I wonder how it tastes. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but lick his lips. Linbo thought for a moment and waved to Yi Xingtian. Let me give you another tip. Listen if you want. Yi Xingtian nodded. If someone wants to buy instant noodles or tea, you can let them choose whether they want you to make it or do it themselves. If you make it, after it's ready, you can serve it to the customer with your sword. Before Lin Bo finished speaking, Yi Xingtian's eyes lit up. Isn't this a way to practice while working? It's very thoughtful of the senior. Can you handle the tables and chairs yourself? Just use bamboo chairs and stools. Yi Xingtian nodded. He has tables and chairs in his space pouch. He noticed visitors liked old-fashioned things. Since many disciples had come from his sect, he went back yesterday after work to bring some unused tables and chairs and stored them in his space pouch. These days, the virtual world is at night, so he's not going back for now. Training in the secret realm is more important. Yi Xingtian carefully unloaded each item and put them into his space pouch. He immediately set up a stall. Linbo just finished arranging the scenic area, and visitors arrived. Linbo sat at the ticket booth, looking at the long line in front of him, feeling a bit surprised. He knew the online promotion was effective, but he didn't expect it to be this good. There aren't many tourists from outside, but the local women are always at the forefront of the trend in the county. A few aunties brought along an older man with a DSLR camera, and they came in a grand procession. The old man had just finished taking photos of cattle outside, and he was excitedly sharing his shots in the photography group. I asked. That big brother took the cattle out this morning, fished until evening, and even took the cattle back at sunset. All can be photographed. Come quickly. With this momentum, as long as the weather is good on a weekday next week, there will be visitors. Not to mention those out for a walk with their kids or looking to find some gold to make quick money. Yesterday, they saw a video, and today, taking advantage of the weekend, they came. Yu Yang and 4 others stood at the end of the line, looking at the hall that was completely different from yesterday. They were stunned. Why are there so many people? Wang Boyu showed a pale smile. I told you to come earlier. Yesterday, my mom looked at the photos and said that their square dance group was just hanging out here today. Some customers even asked if they could top up game coins or get discounts on recharges. Linbo smiled. We are still in trial operation. Once we officially open, there will be recharge promotions. Damn it. I just became a shady businessman and forgot about the recharge event. I'll set it up next week. Throughout the day, at least 300 or 400 visitors came in. Everyone was busy and excited. Xiao Yuer's puppet makeup team increased from 2 to 5, all about detailed work. After a day, her mental energy felt almost drained. But it was so fun, so exciting, especially when the scenic area closed, and she received a share of the donations and spiritual power. The power and the rich spiritual energy in the air of the scenic area flooded into her dry meridians. Her cultivation speed was more than 10 times faster than inside Tianqing Gate. Xiao Yuer pinched the jade pendant in her hand. She had only used half of the spiritual power inside. Her father, as the sect leader, was too busy to come to the secret realm to gather spiritual power. She planned to save it for him. In a few years, he should break through to the nascent soul stage. Linbo looked at today's harvest and felt a bit surprised. They found 4 gold ingots, bringing them closer to opening the Wealth God Temple. The 40,000 yuan reward from the temple deposit made Linbo feel more confident. Their business income was almost 10,000 yuan. Parents bringing children really have strong spending power, especially Wang Ban's Lubon Lock Experience Shop, which was very popular among kids and parents. Some even came just to check in, saying they wanted to be united as a family and close the cages neatly. There was also an unexpected surprise. The scenic area went viral again on short video platforms. Linbo checked the local trending searches. The first was a clip of Yi Xingtian pouring tea with a sword. Even Limo's carefully shot performance video was overshadowed. Does this scenic spot have handsome guys? Using swords to feed me water. Wake up, Upstairs. He's just passing you tea, not feeding you. But this move is so cool. Wow, rewind that. On site, I really went to check out the video on his profile. Force analysis.jpg sword cultivators have slim waists. The person upstairs just sprayed their underwear onto my face. I really wish I had a holiday. I want to go now. Lin Bo opened the video and saw that Yi Xingtian indeed has a talent for showing off. He was dressed in a strong outfit, wearing a straw hat, and somehow had a mask on his face. Half covered his face, a sword and a bowl of water. His movements were graceful, and his gaze was cold. After performing a set of actions, even Newton would be puzzled at 3 a.m., wondering if there was a problem with the laws of physics. He has both looks and skills. He has both skills and looks. He has so many aunties enchanted that they want to introduce him to someone right away. Some people queued 3 times, drank several bowls of tea, just to watch him perform a few more times. Anyway, the water isn't expensive. 5 yuan for a cup of tea, and you can watch a show. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Today, Yi Xingtian stall alone earned a total of 500 coins, equivalent to 2,500 yuan in Chinese currency, topping the charts. Lin Bo was so happy that he directly gave Yi Xingtian a 50 yuan bonus. Yi Xingtian took the money, hesitated for a moment, and knelt down holding the money. I can't accept this money. Lin Bo looked surprised. This is your deserved commission. There's no need to be so formal. Yi Xingtian shook his head. Xingtian already has a master and knows he's not qualified to be your disciple. But you first taught me the principle of all swords return to 1 foot and the way to balance sword moves. I've gained a lot from you. How can I accept your money? A teacher's kindness should be repaid. All right. Lin Bo waved his hand. Get up quickly. That's what a boss should do. When employees are happy, the scenic area will truly prosper. Although it was unintentional, it also shows that your Tianqing sect is good at attracting investment. The stronger you are, the better. Liamo looked at his 4K Ultra HD, multi-camera, well-composed video, and was furious. Today, he brought special equipment to record a big event, but the attention was stolen by a passerby's direct shot. No matter what, the scenic area really gained some popularity. Lin Bo checked the comments section of the scenic area again. The number of positive reviews finally reached 99. Lin Bo logged into his small account and left a big positive review for the scenic area, finally reaching 100. Ding. Reputation threshold reached. Go recruit new staff now. Woohoo. Yi Xingtian's small tea stall is not a sustainable plan. But these cultivators really don't eat meals. It would be best to hire a cook for himself, or simply set up a restaurant in the scenic area. Today, 3 more ingots were found. Lin Bo's small treasury, thanks to the fortune blessing, now has 380,000 after paying bonuses to visitors. In just 2 days, the income has exceeded 10,000. He plans to keep this money untouched for now, converting the 380,000 bonus into system currency. Lin Bo spent 1,000 extravagantly to give himself a 10-layer luck buff. 10 hours of bad luck is quite manageable. Then he looked for a slightly open space. To prevent newcomers from falling from the sky and damaging the buildings like Yi Xingtian did. Time to draw. A blue light flashed, and the system notified that the recruitment was complete. A beginner chef has been recruited. Please wait for this person to come for an interview at the scenic area. Is it really that normal? Lin Bo felt a bit disappointed. So ordinary. Am I still the unique leader I thought I was? It looks like he won't meet the chef today. The interview will take at least until tomorrow. The scenic area has many and used courtyards. Lin Bo chose a 3-in-1 courtyard by the river to set up as a restaurant. There are too many cultivators in the scenic area. The best workers are usually locals, which is why Lin Bo is determined to recruit chefs through the system. He opened them all. First, he needs to set up the kitchen so the chef can try cooking once he arrives. Also, during the week, fewer tourists come, so it's a good time to handle some issues. Currently, visitors complain most about parking difficulties, long lines at the ticket booth, inconvenient game currency exchanges, poor restroom conditions, and many families with children. Lin Bo, now wealthy, started shopping in the system mall. First, he focused on building structures. Asphalt parking lot. 10 coins per square meter times 5,000 is equal to 50,000 coins. Public restroom renovation. 3,000 coins per room times 5 is equal to 15,000 coins. Mother and baby room. 5,000 coins per room times 2 is equal to 10,000 coins. Training benches, 2,000 coins each times 20 is equal to 40,000 coins. Game coin exchange machines, 5,000 coins each times 4 is equal to 20,000 coins. Restaurant kitchen renovation, 5,000 coins. Altogether, the small treasury spent 140,000 coins, leaving 250,000 coins remaining. Lin Bo felt emotional. He guessed that the prices in the system are based on the combined value of two world currencies. No need to consider labor costs. All these items cost only 130,000 coins, much cheaper than outside. But why are the benches so expensive? Training benches have an embedded self-circulating spirit stone system. Sitting on them can boost training efficiency. Ordinary people can quickly recover their energy. A stamina charging device? Great. No need to worry about fatigue in the Shuling's secret realm. Lin Bo placed the purchased buildings on the map one by one. Then he opened the skill page he hadn't dared to look at carefully before. Training personnel is very important. Currently, the basic skills available in the shop are mainly for employees and merchants. Each 1,000 coins grants a learning opportunity. He had spent all his money on renovations before. Now he has some extra funds. Should he use the money to pay off debts or to train people? Strictly speaking, most people in Tianqing Gate are not considered employees. But if he can further improve their strength from the current level, even in poverty, education must not be neglected. Buy? Lin Bo considered what he needed and started shopping in the shop. Basic dance fundamentals and expression skills for Tianqing Gate disciples. Basic craftsmanship, starting from Lubon construction official to become a master craftsman for Wangban. Basic performance, puppet control and acting, suitable for Xiao wearer. Basic forging, materials science and fundamentals for Tai Xuanji. Basic special effects, augmented reality technology and stage scenes, probably useful for Gao Mingfeng. While shopping, Lin Bo suddenly saw a flash of gold in front of his eyes. Total spending reaches 150,000 coins. Unlocking the Lucky Limited Offer, Lin Bo noticed a new icon appearing. Lucky Limited Offer? Only available once the spending limit is reached? That's right. Work hard to earn more. The dishonest merchant is in charge. Lin Bo checked the page and saw a blue skill glowing. Hero entrance, passive skill. When used, it automatically matches background music and uses special camera shots to give viewers a stunning audio-visual experience. Price, 10,000. I really want to buy it for myself. But currently, the performance of Ask the Immortal, opening the path to heaven, is very grand, and Yi Xingtan will go to very high places. The details aren't expressive enough, so this skill can fill that gap. Never mind, I'll just give it to him. Lin Bo bought the skill, opened the system map to Ask the Immortal Town, which shows shops. Clicking each shop shows the staff inside. He assigned the selected skills one by one. Exhausted, he lay down and closed his eyes, but his mind wouldn't stop. He still needs about 4,000 reputation points. He hopes to finish before April so that the Sishan Tower can open before May Day. Today was really tiring. It would be great if someone could come help collect money. Practitioners can faintly feel the power of incense on the Chinese coins, but they can't directly access it. But Lin Bo still doesn't want them to directly touch the coins. It's better if locals handle it. Someday, he hopes to be a boss who drinks tea, sleeps, and relaxes every day, earning money nonstop. In this beautiful dream, Lin Bo finally fell into a deep sleep. Unbeknownst to him, at this moment, besides Yi Xingtan, all the practitioners who gained skills in Ask the Immortal Town opened their eyes at the same time. Suddenly, a large amount of text and images appeared in their minds. Many of the content was completely new to them. They had already gained great benefits from the past 2 days of business and performances. Unexpectedly, even late at night, there was a gift. They bowed 3 times toward Lin Bo's direction. Then they focused on studying. Those learning dance even started mimicking movements. Such generous teachings from a Taoist master. This opportunity must be treasured. A night passed, and it was Monday. Lin Bo probably fell asleep around 2 a.m. yesterday. This morning at 8, he was awakened by a noisy commotion and irritation. He put on his clothes and pushed open the window. Why are you making so much noise so early in the morning? His place is right behind the visitor center. When he opens the window, the sounds outside come in more clearly. Boss, it's almost time to collect tickets. Why can't you open earlier? Lin Bo, still sleepy, looked outside and was surprised by what he saw. Are there really this many people on a weekday? Retired ladies are one thing, but there are also people dressed in outdoor clothes with various tools. What are they here for? Lin Bo scratched his head. Before the park gets fully organized, it's better to keep the park closed on Mondays for adjustments. He quickly finished washing up in 5 minutes and hurried down. In the crowd, he saw a young girl standing out. She looked about 20 with a neat ponytail. She was guiding people to line up. There are 5 minutes until ticket checks start. Please don't rush. When she saw Lin Bo approaching, her face turned pale, and she turned away without looking at him. She only shouted to the crowd, "Ticket seller is here." After shouting, she seemed ready to leave. Lin Bo felt she looked familiar, as if he knew her. He didn't want to miss this helper. He reached out and grabbed her arm. Don't go, don't go. Help out until the end." The girl's face flushed red instantly. She slapped Lin Bo's hand away. "Let go of me." Lin Bo released her and handed her a work vest. "I remember you. You're a student nearby, right? Did you work here before?" He smiled politely. "Please help out. Check the tickets." The hourly wage is 50. The girl didn't look at Lin Bo. She was annoyed and took the work vest from his hand. She headed toward the ticket check area. "I'm not helping you," she said. Lin Bo found it funny. Was the girl kind-hearted but a bit proud? But just as he reached the ticket booth, he suddenly remembered something, and his smile froze. This girl isn't a student from the nearby village. She's the granddaughter of Old Zhang. She's studying at a university in the city and has been with Old Zhang since she was little. A couple of years ago, when Lin Bo came here, the girl was in high school. He thought she was pure and cute. She drove a flashy sports car to school to pick up friends, but in the end, she was reported to Lin's father. Old Lin scolded her harshly, and she stopped doing that. Since then, she has avoided Lin Bo, and she doesn't come here often anymore. Today, I think I saw a chaotic scene and wanted to help. I didn't expect Lin Bo to be working as a cashier here, so I ran into him. Lin Bo looked serious as he explained to the adventurers dressed for exploration. Tools can't be brought into the scenic area, and facilities inside can't be damaged. If you do, you won't get a bonus, and you'll have to pay for damages. But inside, I couldn't help but recall my own embarrassing memories from the past. Young and reckless indeed. Finally, I managed to send this batch of visitors into the scenic area this morning. Lin Bo took a bottle of water and handed it to Zhang Xiaoxiao. "Sorry, I didn't recognize you just now. I was young and naive before. Just pretend I don't exist. Feel free to come see your grandpa whenever you want." "Okay." Zhang Xiaoxiao took the water, looked down, and slowly unscrewed the cap to take a sip. She nodded uncomfortably. "Things have changed a lot here. I thought I wouldn't make it through this month. I want to come pick up my grandpa." "No. Uncle Zhang is now a pillar of the scenic area, and my father promised to take care of your grandpa. That counts here. I heard you're working part-time outside on weekends. If you don't mind, come help here on weekends. You can also spend time with your grandpa. If you're worried about me, I'll leave the ticket booth entirely in your charge." Zhang Xiaoxiao pursed her lips as the early spring breeze ruffled her soft hair. "I saw Grandpa walking a cow by the river, fishing happily. I'll come every weekend from now on. If you need anything, contact me. I can come when I don't have classes." "That would be great. This should be a fresh start." Lin Bo sighed in relief. Turning his head, he saw a man around 30 walk in, looking around as if he wasn't a tourist. He had darker skin, rolled up his sleeves to his elbows, showing strong arms. His clothes were neat and tidy. "Where's the office?" "I'm here for an interview." Lin Bo's eyes lit up. Today really was a lucky day. The cashier was settled, and now the chef was here. Lin Bo handed the ticket booth over to Zhang Xiaoxiao. He took the chef who came for the interview into the scenic area. The location of the shop is already decided. You can check out the environment. There are some basic kitchen tools inside. Let's try cooking a few dishes first. "Okay." Liu looked around the scenic area as he walked. There weren't many people, and the scenery was quite nice, just like what he saw online. But after walking a few steps inside the park, he suddenly felt very comfortable all over his body. Soon, the two arrived at a shop. The location was very good, right on the main road where people go to see performances. One side faced the busy main street, and the other side, near the river, had a 2-story building. Of course, their shop should have the best spot. Lin Bo showed Liu around. The shop is big enough. Right now, It's pretty empty, so tell me what you need, and I'll buy it in the next few days. Can people stay here? Liu asked. If you want to stay, that's fine. There's a yard at the back, so you can bring your family if needed. Not family, my master. He's not feeling well. I think the environment here is good, so if possible, I want to bring him here to rest. Looking out the shop window, they saw green mountains and clear water. Liu was very happy. He thought his master would like this environment. Linbo clicked his tongue in admiration. Such filial piety. His character is definitely good. Liu looked around and felt satisfied. Shall I show you my cooking skills first? Sure. Wait here, I'll go see the kitchen first. Yesterday morning, Linbo bought ingredients during his shopping trip. They were stored in his system backpack and still looked fresh when taken out. After putting everything in place, Linbo invited Liu into the kitchen. Liu put on an apron and headed to the back kitchen. The kitchen had not many utensils or stoves, but all of them looked new. It was stocked with common ingredients. There was a piece of pork belly, some pig liver. In a nearby basin, 2 crucian carp were being kept, caught by Grandpa Zhang at the river. Grandpa Zhang was fishing by the river all day, but in several days, he only caught these 2 fish. There was also a carrot, a bunch of garlic sprouts, some fragrant chive buds, and seasonings like scallions, ginger, and garlic. Liu took a quick look, frowned slightly, and roughly decided what to cook. The kitchen was filled with rhythmic chopping sounds, and soon, a delicious aroma wafted out. Linbo, standing at the kitchen door, sniffed the smell and kept drooling. God knows how he had been surviving these days. That group of cultivators, 1 or 2 of them, didn't even eat properly. This remote scenic spot is so isolated that not even takeout can be delivered, and ingredients are hard to find. Except for that bowl of beef noodles Liu brought once. Linbo spends every day drinking porridge with Grandpa Zhang. His mouth is almost numb from eating bland food. Today, finally, he can enjoy some good dishes. Within about 20 minutes, the dishes are served one after another. White radish in clear water, hot marinated crucian carp, twice cooked pork. These should suit the local taste. Also, I made a special stir-fried liver. It's my signature dish. Please try it. All right, Linbo glances over the table. Stir-fried liver is a classic dish from Shandong cuisine. The ingredients aren't expensive, but the skill in cutting, cooking time, seasoning, and thickening sauce is very important. If any step is off, the liver becomes tough or has an unpleasant organ taste. Since it's specially prepared, Linbo takes a bite of the liver first. Tender, crispy, and fragrant. He scoops a big mouthful of rice with the liver. He feels alive. He's finally alive again. Linbo keeps eating, digging into the hot marinated crucian carp. Crucian carp from the small river are the freshest and most fragrant, but they have many tiny bones. To Linbo's surprise, after one bite, the fish meat is tender and flavorful, and he doesn't find a single soft bone. The fish is intact. Linbo examines it carefully and notices a few cuts on the back. Did you cut the bones? Liu shows a shy smile. Yes, I'm worried about bones when eating crucian carp, so I made a few cuts on the back to break the bones. First, I steamed it with scallion and ginger slices, then mixed it with a sauce made from green peppers and small chili peppers, and sprinkled some fragrant tree sprouts on top for flavor. Is it okay to eat? Linbo swallows hard. Just these 2 small dishes reveal the chef's skill. The system's standards for choosing people are pretty good. Linbo is overjoyed and hands Liu a bowl. Come, sit down and eat together. After we're done, we can talk about work and contracts. He picks up some twice-cooked pork with his chopsticks. The meat is sliced thinly, the oil has been rendered out, and besides garlic sprouts, Liu added some fermented black beans and pickled vegetables, making it very flavorful. Although this world has many differences, the pursuit of good food remains the same. As Linbo tastes the familiar flavors, his eyes turn slightly red. If the scenic spot can open a portal to the cultivation world in the future, could there be a chance to open a door in his own past world? Linbo shook his head, shaking off feelings of homesickness and his thoughts. Just as he was about to continue eating, a fuzzy head with 2 yellow ribbons peeked in from the door. Boss, what delicious food. It smells so good. Aren't you busy today? There's nothing much at the shop. Xiao Yuer waved the control handle of her puppet. After a day of intense work and training, she could control 5 puppets instead of 3, and the range increased from 10 meters to 100 meters. If she controlled fewer puppets, the range could grow even more. I left 2 helpers to watch the shop. I was about to find the Grand Elder when I suddenly smelled something good and came to see. She said this while running a few steps to the table, staring at the dishes with wide eyes. These are. Want to try some? Lubon naturally handed her a pair of chopsticks. Is that okay? We usually don't eat these, Xiao Yuer said, swallowing nervously. Practitioners believe that grains carry impurities and shouldn't be eaten too much. Since the war between immortals and demons, to improve efficiency, the entire Tianshu realm promoted a special pill called Bigodan. Even ordinary people take pride in eating Bigodan, while only poor families eat dirty rice husks and grass leaves. Xiao Yuer had never seen proper food at Tianqing Gate. Now, seeing these dishes, she found them fragrant but was a bit afraid to try. Lubon directly pushed the chopsticks into Xiao Yuer's hand. If you want to eat, just eat. Since the seniors are eating, it should be safe, right? Xiao Yuer prepared herself mentally and finally reached for the fish. She took a bite. Wow, the fish was tender, and its fresh aroma spread in her mouth. Xiao Yuer almost cried with happiness. What's this? It's too delicious. Xiao Yuer covered her mouth, still unable to swallow, but she couldn't help but praise sincerely. It turned out that mortals could enjoy such good food. Eat more if you like it. Liu pushed the dishes forward. As the cook, his happiest moment was seeing guests genuinely enjoy the food. But there are such delicious things in the world. Why do you still like eating instant noodles, boss? Xiao Yuer ate while asking this soul-searching question. You wouldn't understand. Just enjoy your food. When did we have such conditions before? Even if the food is good, people always crave instant noodles from time to time. Lubon let Xiao Yuer eat first. Then he turned to Liu and said, Master Li, I appreciate your skills. Let's talk about salary. Lubon cleared his throat, feeling embarrassed about the low starting salary set by the system for new recruits. I want to be honest. Our scenic area is just starting out, so the base salary isn't high. Only 30 yuan a day. This. Liu felt his facial muscles stiffen, unsure how to respond. He thought about the poor job market in the county and didn't expect it to be this bad. In the past, he worked as a chef in a hotel in the city, earning over 10,000 yuan a month. But his previous boss thought the kitchen costs were too high. They brought in a relative as the head chef, who kept meddling in the kitchen, changing suppliers, adjusting dish portions. To save costs and improve efficiency, they often found reasons to deduct money. During past New Year holidays, he earned over 10,000 yuan in bonuses. This year, he worked from the 30th to the 7th of the new year, working hard but making many mistakes, so his bonus was cut to only 500 yuan. When his master fell ill and wanted to return home, he decided to go back with him. He was prepared to accept a lower salary, but he never expected it to drop to 1/10 of his previous pay. The salary is really too low, Liu sighed, about to politely decline. Wait a moment, I haven't finished talking, Lubon interrupted. Salary is one thing, but I plan to give you full management rights over this restaurant. Consider it an equity share for your skills. After deducting costs, the net profit will be split 60 to 40, with you getting 60% and me 40%. Liu hesitated, struggling to refuse. Cutting the salary and sharing profits so drastically. Normally, a technical investment like this would give at most a 20% stake. Why is this person so inconsistent? 60-40? Do you really trust me that much? Honestly, our scenic area is just starting, and I really can't offer much in salary. Having someone like you, a master chef, is a real bargain for me. Seeing Liu's surprised expression, Lubon knew he had made the right move. Damn system, it limits the salary. All I can do is make big promises to keep people here. Don't make it too big. It won't look special enough. But I think our scenic area has potential. Last weekend, the number of visitors exceeded 500. In the future, more people will come here, and we will also organize tours. Just tell me, can we do this work? Yes. Of course we can. A few days ago, Liu checked around. The highest salary in the county is just over 7,000 yuan, and the work hours are long with many responsibilities. Although the base salary for this scenic area isn't high, it has great potential. When he just arrived, he noticed today is Monday, and the visitor flow isn't small. If the boss's data is true, with 500 visitors on the weekend, Even if only 300 dine in the scenic area at an average of 40 yuan per person, with a 40% profit margin, that's about 4,800 yuan. The property still belongs to the scenic area. Initially, he plans to hire one person to see how things go. After working for many years, he has some savings, so he's not worried about taking a low salary for now. Most importantly, the environment here is really good. He plans to bring his master over and take good care of him when the number of people is still small. He immediately signed the contract. Lin Bo happily put away the contract. It's settled. You go back and get ready. If the shop needs anything, make a list and send it to me. I'll take care of it. Okay, I'll send it to you tonight. Liu is satisfied. This boss is straightforward. Unlike his previous employer, who even had to buy a new kitchen knife out of pocket, Lin Bo was also happy. He basically got something for nothing. A chef like this in the county would earn at least 7,000 to 8,000 yuan a month. He just overheard that Liu even brought his master along. Rounding up, Liu is like having a top-level consultant with him. It's just a small share in a shop, but as the scenic area expands, he plans to build a full restaurant system. Having an experienced chef with connections as a consultant makes everything much easier. Holding on to the young talent, the older ones can't escape. What is missing in the 21st century? Talent. He doesn't know which restaurant underestimated this and let the person go cheaply. People need to eat, and if the catering is good, profits will grow rapidly. Lin Bo turned to look at Xiao Yue beside him. Her plate was already empty, and she was licking her lips, still wanting more. Just now, Lin Bo and the others weren't paying attention to what she was doing, only hearing that Liu was coming to work. Pulling out the head from the food. Does this mean I might still have a chance to eat these someday? Yes, that's right. That's great. One day, I'll invite the Grand Elder and Elder Tai to eat together. I wonder if I can take some out to let my dad try. That night, Lin Bo received a list from Liu and sent it to the system to start decorating. Liu will bring his master over the day after tomorrow. If everything goes well, by the weekend, visitors can enjoy fresh, hot food at the scenic area. That night, Lin Bo lay on his bed thinking. After a week of trial operation, the plan was to officially open on Sunday, but he still felt something was missing. Suddenly, Lin Bo had a bright idea and opened his eyes wide. Could it be the treasure coins? He sat up quickly and opened the scenic map. Today, everyone who came was looking for the treasure coins. 2 more treasure coins were found, leaving 4. There are even guides online for finding the coins. Some are shaped like mountains, some like leaves, and others show traces of blue bricks. Anyway, they're not real treasure coins. The answers are as abstract as possible. Lin Bo marked the coordinates of the found coins on the map one by one. The 6 coins are scattered without any clear pattern. He moved the map around, trying to find a pattern, but gave up when suddenly an idea struck him. His map is 3D. When he rotated the view to look at the mountain on the right side of Wuxin town, he saw that 4 of the projections on the flat map looked like square holes in copper coins. The money eye of the coin was on the hillside east of Wuxin town. Lin Bo set a right-angle coordinate system at the center of the projection. He projected the locations of the other 2 coins. He found that the projected points were equally distant from each other, so he used the center of the square hole to draw a circle with that radius. It looked just like a copper coin. The remaining coins were probably along the z-axis of this circle, but the range was still too large. Lin Bo stroked his chin and rotated the map 90 degrees to the right. A broken coin appeared. The intersection points of the 2 extending patterns should be the coordinates of the coins. This pattern probably only someone with a full bird's-eye view could notice. Zhongzi, you really are clever. There was a spot just below the Wulong Beach stage where a certain point was located. That place was hard to find, so it was a good opportunity to use. Lin Bo had an idea. He opened the window, turned on the light, and enjoyed the cool night breeze. Across from Lin Bo's courtyard, Xiao Yue suddenly opened her eyes. She heard her stomach rumbling and felt a sharp pain. In an instant, Xiao Yue's face turned pale. Is it poisoning? She was a bit panicked and quickly sat up, clutching her stomach in pain. She staggered out of the room. Then she remembered she was inside a scenic area, and Elder Sushin and her father weren't around. Should she go find Elder Hu? Xiao Yue knelt on the ground in pain, took out a paper doll puppet from her pocket, and sent it out to seek help from Elder Hu and Brother Yi. As the paper doll left, a gentle, angelic voice sounded in her ear. What's wrong? Boss. Xiao Yuer turned her head and saw someone familiar. Tears finally couldn't be held back and rolled down her cheeks. Lin Bo was startled by Xiao Yuer's pale face. He had just finished writing a plan and was about to go to the bathroom. He saw Xiao Yuer leaning on the stairs and collapsing to the ground. Senior, help me. My stomach hurts so much. I think I've been poisoned. Something is trying to come out of my body. I can't hold it anymore. There was a brief silence in the air. Lin Bo hesitated before speaking. Maybe you need to go to the bathroom? Huh. I'll take you to the restroom. That filthy, disgusting place of mortals. Lin Bo took Xiao Yuer to the bathroom. Xiao Yuer looked at the newly renovated building in front of her, and her inner struggle eased a little. Go inside. You should be able to handle it yourself. I'll leave now. Huh. Senior? Xiao Yuer turned back, only to see her senior's figure fading away. He had left. Xiao Yuer gathered her courage. If ordinary people could do it, why couldn't she? She bravely stepped into the bathroom. After a moment, the sound of flushing came from inside. Not long after, two figures hurriedly rushed to the bathroom entrance. Yuer, are you okay? What's the situation? What are you doing here? In an instant, a bright golden light flashed in front of the window. Xiao Yuer looked blankly at the late-arriving Hu Wanli and Yi Xingtian. I have advanced. Although her realm was still suppressed by the secret realm's rules to the level of qi refining, she was sure she had successfully entered the second stage of foundation establishment. This speed was a bit too fast. Very good, but you didn't need to specifically ask us to come. By the way, why are you practicing here? An old and a young person's focus was completely off. Later, I'll invite the Grand Elder and my senior brother to dinner, then you'll understand. Xiao Yuer's face turned red and white as she slowly left. Lin Bo returned to his room and looked at the full moon outside the window. He couldn't help but feel emotional. Practitioners of cultivation really don't need to go to the bathroom. Lin Bo couldn't help but laugh. Once everything was ready, he planned to invite others for a meal. After finishing all the plans, dawn was approaching. He checked his account, which had grown richer thanks to the God of Wealth Temple task. Even with the system, it was still just a drop in the bucket. It wasn't enough to cover that private loan, and in a few months, the bank loan deadline was coming. This money was barely enough. Now that the fairy town was repaired, maybe he could use some of the collateral to pay off part of the debt? These past days, there weren't many guests, so he needed to go to the bank to handle these matters and also discuss the tour group. After all, transportation here was inconvenient. Most local tourists could manage with buses and private cars. In a few days, there would be the Qingming holiday, which could seriously affect the travel plans of visitors from outside. The original owner seemed to have collected quite a few business cards during social events. He'd ask about it when dawn came. Zhang Xiaoxiao said she was free in the mornings and could come help. Lin Bo peacefully fell asleep. In his confusion, his phone rang. He didn't open his eyes, just reached out by feel and answered based on the sound. Hello, is this Mr. Lin? This is the Shuxin Rural Development Bank. A deep male voice came from the receiver. Lin Bo shivered and opened his eyes. Mr. Lin, you haven't paid the interest on time for a quarter. We noticed that your company account can't support the interest payments, so we need to verify your scenic area's revenue. The voice of a middle-aged man came from the phone. If the scenic area still doesn't improve, I suggest you start thinking about selling or transferring its assets now. Just then, Lin Bo, who had been overwhelmed by sleepiness, suddenly became alert. Sell what? With the system tied up, how can I sell? Lin Bo quickly sat up, moved his face to wake himself up, and made his voice sound more energetic. Well, actually, I was about to contact you. Recently, our scenic area's operations have been pretty good. Before Lin Bo finished speaking, the other side interrupted him. Sorry, we really can't extend your loan again. You've already asked for an extension once before, said the voice on the phone, sounding a bit unhappy. No, I just want to borrow a little more. On the other end, the customer manager from the Rural Commercial Bank thought Lin Bo was crazy. What can be used as collateral for that broken scenic area? Here's the thing, do you have time this Sunday? I know it's not your working hours, but Saturday is our last day of trial operation, and Sunday will be the official opening, which better shows how our scenic area is doing. You can come and see for yourselves. Check the real estate and income of the scenic area now, then we can talk. The customer manager on the phone was surprised by Lin Bo's organized response. Is this still that useless, spoiled young Lin? He covered the phone microphone and carefully looked at the other two people in the office. President Chun, President Wang. He said he wants a loan and invited us to visit the scenic area this weekend. On the sofa, Wang Weiren, dressed casually but neatly, with a well-groomed hairstyle and wearing gold-rimmed glasses, looked refined. He slowly smoked a cigarette and said calmly, "No problem, agree to him. When he really needs money urgently, we can lower the price." The customer manager didn't immediately agree. He looked at the vice president behind him, who nodded, then responded to Lin Bo and left the office. Behind the desk, Chen Digui finally spoke. Last weekend, did his scenic area get a little popular online? It seems that this young Lin still isn't giving up. Thinking he can revive that broken scenic area, Wang Weiren slowly exhaled a smoke ring. President Chen, don't worry. That kid is just fighting a losing battle. Everyone knows that the Shuling secret realm is a ticking time bomb. We're here to help you defuse it. I know you all understand, and that's good. No matter what, I have to follow the rules. Haha. Once the problem is solved and we acquire that land, the scenic area renovation will also need Director Chen's support. With a laugh, they agreed on the future plans for the scenic area. With this matter on his mind, Lin Bo couldn't sleep. He got up immediately. No matter what, he needed to find a way to prove to the bank that the scenic area would have steady income. The current visitor numbers weren't enough. The best way was to sign a contract with a travel agency. A travel agency means steady customers and long-term income. Lin Bo took out his phone and looked through his contacts. When he was active in Shuling, many travel agency owners had approached him, offering their business cards and saying they wanted to work with the scenic area once it opened. He hadn't deleted those contacts. He found some business cards in a corner and tried calling a few numbers. All calls went straight to voicemail. Lin Bo frowned. Had they blocked him? A few who answered hung up when they heard it was Lin Bo. After a moment of hesitation, Lin Bo called Li Mo. Are you filming here? Do you have a travel agency contact? Can you introduce me? Actually, yes. They handle local tours, accommodations, and meals. I'll ask them. If it's okay, I can take you to meet them this afternoon if you're free. Great. Thanks, brother. You're like family to me. Don't mention it. When your scenic area becomes successful, just let me borrow it for filming without charging too much. Haha. Just like a few days ago, when they didn't want to support my scenic area. Soon after, Li Mo called to say it was arranged. This afternoon, as Lin Bo was about to start his car, a Wuling Hongguang, he saw Li Mo's car parked at the entrance of the scenic area. Li Mo leaned out and waved. Don't drive your little Wuling. I've asked our producer to talk to the travel agency. They seem quite interested in your scenic area. I'll take you there myself. Really? That's quick, Lin Bo said without hesitation, jumping into the passenger seat. Li Mo drove toward the city. Shuling City, because of Shuling Mountain, was upgraded from a county to a city over 20 years ago. It's a county-level city managed by Nanan City. The city is busier than other small towns, but it's not very big. Li Mo drove straight to the busiest square in the city center. Turning inside, he saw a medium-sized blue sign. Yuanshan Travel Agency, this is the place. Our crew's logistics are outsourced to them. They're experienced, run by a boss named Lu, who's quite capable. Li Mo led Lin Bo inside, quietly sharing what he had learned. From what I've heard, many companies in Rongqing go to Shuling Mountain for team-building activities, and they usually hire this agency. Our producer was recommended by a friend, so they're good clients. But I don't know if you can handle it. If not, maybe he can help connect us. Lin Bo appreciated Li Mo's efforts, but since the scenic area was just starting out, cooperation was uncertain. Lin Bo nodded. Got it. Whether it works out or not, I'll treat you to a meal at the scenic area in a few days. No need. I know a good barbecue place. I'll take you there tonight. Li Mo thought about the instant noodles at the scenic spot. Sighed. Is the area too remote? The receptionist saw someone arriving and cheerfully led them inside. The boss has a guest. Inside, the staff seemed busy, smoking a cigarette and working on some documents without looking up. They pointed to the chairs in front. Wait a moment. Lin Bo frowned at the attitude. He held onto the back of a chair, but didn't sit down. Seeing the person didn't seem to want to look up, he smiled at the receptionist. It looks like Mr. Lu is busy. We're not here at the right time, so we won't disturb him. Oh, isn't that General Manager Lin? No rush, no rush. The owner of Yuanshan seemed to recognize him, pushing aside some files and standing up to greet him. He glared at the receptionist nearby. Why didn't you call me? He pulled Lin Bo to sit down, then asked the receptionist to pour tea. Come on, Xiaowang, pour some tea for Mr. Lin. The owner of Yuanshan Travel Agency looked at Lin Bo with a smile. I heard the scenic area is doing well recently. Has it officially opened? Not exactly, but it's finally on the right track. Mr. Lin is young and promising. The owner, holding a cigarette, lit it and took a puff. He picked up a document nearby. He glanced at it, took a deep drag, then pointed at Li Mo with his cigarette. This morning, their leaders talked to me about your situation. I just wanted to understand your situation better. Honestly, this isn't very good. Mr. Liu, you can't say that. Li Mo was about to defend Lin Bo, but was interrupted again. Listen to me first. Shaolin's family used to have a mine, but they are new to tourism. I checked the online reviews, and everyone says your prices are cheap. But how can you make money like this? If you're serious about working together, first, raise the prices for your activities inside the scenic area. The costume rentals should start at 199 yuan per person. The blacksmith, at least 239 yuan an hour. The souvenirs with silver edges, just call them traditional handmade crafts, and sell them for 1,000 or 2,000. Why sell items for just 5 yuan? How do I make money? First, you need to change according to my advice. Then we can talk about sharing the profits. Lin Bo's smile grew colder, and he raised an eyebrow. If you change, how much do you want from the profit share? Your ticket money isn't much. Just give me 50% as a gesture. As for the spending by tourists here, Boss Yuan Shan held up his thumb and forefinger to show an 8.